Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. An important one indeed. A team many talked about as a Super Bowl candidate, the Eagles, off at 2-4. The Dallas Cowboys ahead of them, 3 victories and 4 defeats. Hello, everybody. I'm Tim Ryan with Irv Cross here at Texas Stadium. Kind of a surprising start, to say the least, for these two teams. And one of them down, the Eagles, one of them up, the Cowboys.
Tim comes in here with the head coach in the last year of his listed. The only game they really felt they were out of was last week against the Washington Redskins. Now, as far as the Dallas Cowboys are concerned, they're approaching this game a little differently. Head coach Jimmy Johnson told me yesterday that if they were to lose this game today, it wouldn't make any difference. But if they were to win it, it would be a giant step in this franchise history because it would be their first victory under his leadership over a playoff caliber team.
Well, the series stands this way in terms of recent events. Since the strike year of '87, the Eagles have beaten the Cowboys 5 times, and that leads to a lot of that confidence Irv referred to. But for these Eagles, it is almost a critical game nearly halfway through the season. They must beat the Cowboys to get themselves back on track. Ken Willis will kick it off. And the deep man, Thomas Sanders, no, he lets it go to Kenny Jackson, number 83. And Jackson gets it out to the 25-yard line. So the Eagles will have a first down in reasonable field position. Manny Hendricks made the tackle. Randall Cunningham will lead out the Philadelphia Eagles. Their offense has struggled, particularly on the ground. And some finger pointers have pointed at this group: Heller, Shad, Alexander, Solt, Singletary, and the tight end Keith Jackson. Anthony Toney and Keith Byers will start at running backs. Rookie Fred Barnett and rookie Calvin Williams at the wideout positions. 4 of the Eagles starters at the beginning of the season out with injuries. Byers on first down. No gain. In fact, we'll lose a couple. The linebacker, number 51, drove him out of bounds. Defensively, a good young defensive line that has been doing a good job. Daniel Stubbs, Jimmy Jones, Danny Noonan, and the veteran Jim Jeffco. The linebackers, Jack Del Rio, Eugene Lockhart in the middle, and Ken Norton, who just made the tackle. And a secondary that has Isaac Holt, the former Viking, and Manny Hendricks on the corners, Ray Horton and Vince Albritton are the safeties. Second down and 14. 4-yard loss on the first play for the Eagles. Play action, Cunningham trying to find an open man. Dipsy doodles his way upfield and takes a shot short of the first down. Jeffco with the hit, number 77. Jimmy Johnson, and wearing that lucky shirt, Irv, he refuses to call it lucky. On the other hand, he wore it last week, and despite an acerbic remark by one of the local Dallas writers about the sartorial aspect of it, he's got it on again.
Yeah, he said, I'm not superstitious, but some of my players are, so I'm wearing it again today because maybe my players expect me to. And versus Buddy Ryan's not superstitious either.
Now, he's got the black hat on, but he's wearing the same waistline that he's now proud of that off-season diet. Third down and long 3. Cunningham is batted up and knocked down. I believe Cunningham batting the ball away, preventing an interception. Might have been his tackle, Ron Heller. Yeah, Heller. Smart play by Heller because the ball was batted at the line of scrimmage. It could have been an interception here.
It was really a heads-up play by the Eagles offensive lineman. Heller batting his ball down. Cunningham trying to throw the ball inside, finds it batted up in the air by Tolbert. Now there it is. Here's a little volleyball play, and Heller batting it down the ground. Smart play.
Eagles punt taken at the 28-yard line. A loose ball on the punt return, and the Cowboys maintain possession. Rod Harris coughing up the ball, and I believe it was Hendricks who came up with it after Harris was hit hard and the ball came loose.
Jim, one of the things you want to do is, of course, keep that defensive line on the line of scrimmage. That last pass is batted up in the air because they penetrated. You can't allow that in your pass protection. Here comes the offense.
Only a 38-yard punt for Feagles of the Eagles. And so Dallas starts with excellent field position. First possession at their own 37. Shadows over the hole in Texas Stadium. a first down. Dallas to the 49. Mark Tuanay, Crawford Kerr, Mark Stepnoski, Giesick, Newton, and Jay Novacek, the tight end. Tommy Agee getting the start ahead of Alonzo Highsmith, Emmitt Smith, the rookie, McKinnon and Martin, the wide receivers. Cowboys off to a good start at their own 49. One setback is Agee. Now Smith off the wing. It is Smith, the ball carrier. He was the lead man. No gain on the play. There's Clyde Simmons, number 96. Stopped him on the corner. Defensively, the Eagles front, perhaps the best in football, although they're missing starter Mike Pitts. Golick in there. Brown and Simmons on the right side with Reggie White on the left end. Joyner, Evans, Al Harris for the injured Jesse Small. Small out with a concussion, expected back next week. Ben Smith goes to the corner for the injured Izell Jenkins. Eric Allen on the other side. Hopkins and Waters are the safeties. Hopkins moving into Ben Smith's spot at the free safety. Second down and 10. And Smith forced wide. Good pursuit by Al Harris. Holds him to a gain of maybe 3. Harris, the 33-year-old veteran out of Arizona State, came over in Plan B, one of Buddy Ryan's defensive players with the Bears.
Pretty apparent early in the game right now, Tim, that the Cowboys plan to work on the left side of their offensive line, going against Clyde Simmons and Jerome Brown on the defensive front, running away from Reggie White. But really, you don't have many chances. You don't have any weaknesses at all up there up front with the Eagles. You can go to Clyde Simmons if you like, but he plays the run pretty tough.
Darrell Johnson has committed fullback, replacing Agee. Michael Irvin is in as the third wide receiver. Third down and a long 6. Aikman sideline. Incomplete, intended for McKinnon, number 85. Aikman threw it on a rope, but out of bounds. So the Eagles stop the Cowboys on their first offensive possession. And on to punt comes Mike Saxon.
Tim, one reason why they're able to stop is that Reggie White moved from his normal in position right over the center's head. And when he comes inside there, everything collapsed. And really, Aikman didn't have a chance to really step up and throw when he wanted to. He was a little hurried on that pass.
Marvin Hargrove back to receive the punt. He's standing at the 10-yard line of Philadelphia. Each team has had one offensive series. No score. Keep that ball in play. Number 29, Kenneth Gant, just failed to keep it from going into the end zone. Fine punt by Saxon, 47 yards. He's been very good at dropping it in inside the 20-yard line since 1985, best in the league. Let's take a look at it, Herb.
Well, what they do, Tim, the punter tries to get the ball up high so the coverage guys can go down there and either catch it or bat it out before it goes in the end zone. Kenneth Gant almost comes up with it. Near miss for the Cowboys. It's almost like a pass play. You try to get it up real high and hope those coverage guys get down to either catch the ball or bat it back.
Cunningham 21 of 42 in the losing cause against Washington last week. Took some heat from the Eagles fans, but he had a good day. Anthony Toney picks up 5 on first down. The running game is something that has been missing, even though Buddy Ryan expects a higher percentage of pass because he's got Randall Cunningham and good receivers. Nonetheless, the run has been something clearly here in the first 2 series Ryan is trying to establish against the Cowboys.
Not surprisingly so. You'd think that Randall Cunningham's reaction last night said it really hurts to hear the fans boo and react that they had in Philadelphia because these guys are really putting their best effort forward.
Jones, the rookie out of Miami, one of Jimmy Johnson's.
Fine young defensive tackle indeed, Tim. Jimmy Johnson, number 97, working against Ron on a bull charge, breaks down that resistance from Salt, makes a sack. Pretty mobile back there, but Jones is also a guy who's pretty nimble on his feet. One of the things
Coat had the first shot. Third down, 15. By the front of the Dallas Cowboys. Here it is again.
That front pressure by Jimmy Jones. Their parent catch. Calvin Williams just couldn't quite hang on. A long one, though.
The 43-yard. With no score. Quarter. Turn to lead the undefeated Ramblin' Wreck to a 48-31 win over Duke. And next Saturday they take on #1 Virginia. Here on CBS, our coverage begins at 2 Eastern with Andrea Joyce and Mike Francesa on College Football Today. Cowboys with again good field position at their own 43-yard line after a 41-yard punt by Beagles. Diving grab by Kelvin Martin for a first down, Cowboys. Martin, number 83, four-year man out of Boston College.
You should expect this kind of a matchup today, Tim, because Ben Smith is playing on the corner for the first time this year. Played corner in college, but was a safety man prior to today. Kelvin Martin laying out on a short out. Does a pretty good job there, taking him deep and then breaking it off.
11-yard gain and a first down to the 45-yard line of the Eagles. Evidently changing something up here. Goes with a running play to Emmett Smith for a gain of about 4.
What happened was Aikman lined up behind his left guard. He started his cadence and realized he was behind the wrong guy, and then moved under his center and said, okay, everything's all right, guys, I'm okay, let's get started.
Robert Kerr must have been surprised to find the quarterback behind him, and I guess it happened when Aikman was changing the call-up or calling out a snap count to the wide receivers. Didn't pay any attention to where he was.
Oh, boy.
Life's embarrassing moments for young quarterbacks in the NFL. No harm, no foul, however. A 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. Aikman with time, but delivers a low pass intended for Kelvin Martin. Not a good throw by Aikman as Kelvin Martin was open. 3rd down.
This is the thing the Eagle defense does. It intimidates opponents. Number 59, Seth Joyner, coming from his linebacker position. Blitzes here. Even though Aikman gets rid of the ball, look at the shot he takes. Those kind of plays take their toll after a while. This guy's a pretty good blitzer.
Bear in mind the Eagles without 2 starters defensively. Mike Pitts had gone for much of the season with an knee injury. Mike Golick has been playing there the last few weeks. Jesse Small, kicked in the head accidentally last week, is out with a concussion today. Al Harrison is the linebacker spot on the right side.
Like John Giesick might have.
Offense.
Yeah, Mike
5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
Mike Golick was over his head, and Giesick was a little premature. You'll see number 67 move here prior to the snap. And there he goes. He's up and drew everybody offside. Again, when you have a pressured defensive line like the Eagles have, those offensive linemen, Tim, will oftentimes get just a little bit edgy because you know when the ball snaps, they're coming.
Howard Rose, the referee today, number 33. So, Aikman. Been the favorite target of Aikman so far this season. 28 catches coming in.
Really a nice play on Waters' part, but the Cowboys today had their hot receiver, number 84, in the dogs, anticipating a blitz there. They went to Novacek, and Andre Waters just made a great play. You can talk about his hitting and everything else, but this guy's a ball hawk out there as well, Tim. He hits a little low on occasion, but he's a very aggressive football player.
Hargrove back again to receive the punt from Saxon. And Saxon trying to place that ball inside the 20 again. That one's going to, well, maybe not beat them to the end zone. Saxon delivers the goods again, touches the ball. Seemed to indicate that it was outside, but it is being signaled a touchback. We'll be right back. Scoreless at Texas Stadium. There's Jimmy Johnson, the Dallas Cowboys coach. But it is a touchback from the 20-yard line. The Eagles will start. Long count by Cunningham. Starts Barnett in motion and Tony. Tony, good running. may have a first down, mainly on individual effort. Let's go back and see that Saxon punt.
All right, Tim, one reason why this play was not good is because Ken Gant right there has his foot on the goal line. Once he does that, he's out of bounds.
But it is first down, Eagles at their 30. Good catch by Barnett for a first down to the 45. Little pressure on Cunningham, and he got the ball behind the rookie, the man they call Arkansas Fred, with the Eagles now out of Arkansas State.
Arkansas Fred has pretty good speed, but here he's just running a crossing pattern. The Cowboys running a zone defense. He just finds an opening in the zone there, settles in the hole, makes a catch. And there's Cunningham going down after taking a hit, after delivering that ball. Quarterbacks get hit an awful lot. You don't see it. Danny Newman was the man who took him down.
And the best part of this Cowboys defense in the early part of the season through 7 games has been that front four. The veteran Jeffcoat, Noonan, Jimmy Jones playing for the injured Dean Hamill, and Daniel Stubbs. And doing a good job. Tony has dropped this time right at the line of scrimmage. Underneath the stack is number 97, Jimmy Jones. Miami rookie. Quite a story, this young man. Missed a year of high school football because he needed to work to help his family. Dropped out of a semester of spring practice at University of Miami for the same reason. And Jimmy Johnson, I think, feels lucky to have found him at all because he was recommended to him by a friend of his.
Yeah, you'd never seen him play, and he had some scouts go out and take a look at some film from him in high school his junior year. And the day Jones walked into his office, Jimmy Johnson said, "Whoa, the first time I saw this guy, he's a great prospect," and signed him to a scholarship to Miami.
Same thing, some people might say. That's Tony. About an 8-yard gain. Eugene Lockhart made the stop down there. Well, they were going to send him to junior college originally, Johnson told us, and just said that once he had a look at him, as you said, he said, wow, what a specimen. I think we'll give him a chance here at Miami, and what a find he turned out to be. Drafted in the 3rd round this year by the Dallas Cowboys.
What an unusual young man, though, sacrificing his whatever career he might have had in life as an athlete or anything else he planned to do to help support his family. He's done that admirably.
3rd and 2, extra defensive backs in for the Cowboys, and Tolbert is a pass rusher. But Tony again running well, digs for about 4, maybe 5 yards, and a first down, Eagles to the 41-yard line. Ron Francis on the hit, number 38.
He also talks up front, Tim, obviously, but Tony working over his left guard finds an opening here, but comes upfield for a couple of yards before he's finally met by the defense. But the way they work up there, David Alexander, the offensive center for the Eagles, is a guy who controls all of the line blocking up there, and he told us last night when we talked to him that, you know, offensive linemen don't like to be singled out. He said, I hope my name isn't mentioned at all during the course of the game. Number 72, the man over the ball.
He's just been mentioned.
Yeah.
But for a good job. They're running the ball well, the Eagles here. Tony again. This time he stopped. Led by Jack Del Rio, the linebacker, who sliced in from the left side and met Tony right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Again, it was well blocked, though, Tim. The Eagles' offensive line sort of sealing everything off. Mike Shadd cutting off Danny Noonan, and David Alexander blocking down inside. Had an opening there, but the back couldn't quite squeeze through.
Schuler comes in to join Keith Jackson to make a double tight end here on 2nd and 10. Schuler lines up on the right side, Jackson on the left. Rich Kotite, the offensive coordinator, he's been taking some heat from Eagles fans. Byers couldn't hold on, and he's unhappy with himself. He had Albritton wrapped around him, but the ball was there. Byers just dropped him.
Really a sure-handed receiver. Byers plays a variety of positions for the Eagles, a running back or a wide receiver in a slot. Here he's out on the wing, coming upfield, trying to find an opening. Again, reading the defense, he sees a hole inside, turns inside. Normally, he would catch that ball. He is sure-handed, and no one's more disappointed in that play right now than Keith Byers.
So 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Barnett late to come off the field for the Eagles. Out of the shotgun. Cunningham to Keith Jackson. Jackson has an Eagle first down to the 26-yard line of Dallas. Good effort by Cunningham. The initial receivers he was watching were covered, but he found Jackson after scrambling a little bit, turns it into a 16-yard gain.
The offensive line did a pretty good job protecting initially, but then the secondary for the Cowboys does a great job of coverage. No one is open. Now, Cunningham has the ability to buy additional time, and he does. And Keith Jackson running a hook pattern in there, finding it open between the two linebackers, comes up with the first down. Jackson, who missed a lot of camp this year and only came in after the second game of the season, is really rounding into shape about this time.
Good drive underway for the Eagles. No score in the game. Fires. Can't hold on. Takes a good hit from Albritton. Second down. Good job by Vince Albritton. Albritton came into this game with 58 tackles, second only to Lockhart on the team.
Albritton hits like a linebacker because he was a linebacker before they moved him to safety. He's a big guy, about 212 pounds, and takes on Byers there. Byers, again, another catch he should have made, but Albritton having good position on him, trying to not only tackle him, but also break up the pass at the same time by whipping him out of bounds.
10th play of this drive. Sanders gets his first carry as an Eagle. Thomas Sanders picks up about 3 yards, replacing Anthony Toney. Thomas Sanders signed this past week, a former Chicago Bear out of Texas A&M. They've had 9 rushes and 2 passes on this drive, and that has not been the Eagles' style to this point of the season. So if they convert here on third down, something they've also had trouble with, it would establish a new dimension that they've been after.
Yeah. Well, Buddy told us they want to throw the ball about 70% of the time, which is a little different. Most clubs want to go like about 60% run, 40% pass if all possible. They're heavily oriented towards the passing game.
Byers holds on for the first down. A clutch grab by Keith Byers, going up against the coverage from Manny Hendricks. As soon as he had the ball on his fingers, Hendricks gave him a good shot. This time Byers held on.
A couple of things in this pattern, Tim. Byers is coming out of the backfield. Now, when he comes to the sideline, there's a crown on this field that's very high. So that ball, when it's delivered, when he gets to the sideline, it's going to be higher than normal. Byers is aware of that. He told me before the pregame warm-up, he said that when we run sideline patterns, I'll have to probably jump because we're going downhill here.
Byers, as you can see, up there among the reception leaders out of the backfield behind the wide receiver Andre Rison's having a great start catching the ball. This is Toney. Toney batters his way down to the 10-yard line. Gain of another 5 for Toney.
We talk about the complexion of that offensive backfield for the Eagles, Tim. It's an all-Texas backfield except for one guy, Keith Byers, and of course the quarterbacks. But Sanders from Texas A&M, Keith Sherman from Texas A&I, Roger Vicks from Texas A&M, Anthony Toney, Texas A&M, all Texas.
A bit of a homecoming down here for them in Dallas, I'm sure. Second and a long 5. And gets time. And he's got a man wide open. Toney, touchdown. So the Eagles jump on top with a very well executed drive against the Dallas Cowboys. A good split of run and pass for Rich Kotite's offense.
This play was particularly interesting, Tim, because he went to Anthony Toney for the touchdown. Normally he would go to Byers or Keith Jackson. This time he goes the opposite way. The Cowboy defense relaxes, and here comes Toney for the score.
So for the point after, Roger Ruzek, a former Cowboy. Eagles, the punter, holding. And it's good. So the Philadelphia Eagles have opened the scoring here at Texas Stadium, and they lead 7-0. Live from Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, the NFL on CBS has the Eagles and the Cowboys in an important NFC East Division matchup. The Eagles on top, 7-0. Anthony Toney's 10-yard touchdown catch from Randall Cunningham, giving him the lead after an impressive drive. That took 7:04 off the clock. Roger Ruzek will kick it off. 80 yards in 13 plays, but most interestingly, 7 rushes and 6 passes. So a good mix and effective running, which has been a problem for the Eagles so far this season. Dixon and Wright are the deep men for the Cowboys. hole in the roof here at Texas Stadium. We apologize for your video. Dixon kicked it around a little bit. Recovers and gets out to the 22-yard line. And the Cowboys will take over there. Let's go back and look at the touchdown play.
The reason why this touchdown worked, Tim, is that Cunningham looks off the secondary, looking to his left. They all shift that way. Then he turns back and hits Tony, going out into the flat to his right side. There's an easy score, a 10-yard touchdown, only because the quarterback looked everybody off.
Lovely touch on the ball over the linebacker to Tony in the corner. And I think some justification in Tony getting the catch because he had run the ball very effectively on the drive. First down, Cowboys from their own 22-yard line. Troy Aikman will try to get the Cowboys upfield. Agee. Good running back, Tommy Agee, for a first down, Dallas. The third-year man from Auburn came over as a Plan B free agent from Kansas City, has moved into a starting role.
Tough playoff tackle, Crawford Kerr, number 68, taking on Jerome Brown, man-on-man, and Tuine, number 71, doing the same as Clyde Simmons. Do a good job sealing things off, and Tom Agee comes right off their hips with a big gain. It's well-blocked play.
81 yards rushing on 22 carries coming into the game. Got the starting role ahead of Alonzo Highsmith, who had become the starter after he came over from Houston. Lost his job to Agee. And was in primarily a blocking back in college. He can run it. This time he is stuffed. To make it Emmitt Smith on the carry that time. Stop. Very little, if any, gain on the play, and the gun sounds. The end of the first quarter. With the score, the Philadelphia Eagles 7, the Dallas Cowboys nothing. Tim Ryan with Irv Cross. It's sold out Texas Stadium, the first sellout since last November, and the only sellout they had a year ago was when the 49ers were here, and they didn't sell out a game in 1988. So the fact that they're off to a 3-4 start, and mainly the fact that it's Buddy Ryan and the Eagles who are in town, has produced a sellout here today. Although Jerry Jones will point out they have already sold out their next home date, once again against the Super Bowl champion 49ers. But they're creating some excitement here in Dallas with this young team. 2nd and 10. Aikman looks left, comes back right, and throws it out of bounds. Martin, the intended receiver over there, that he saw the defender Eric Allen coming up. Aikman just fired it out. You can see how things are improving here under the new regime. The average attendance for 1990, quite a jump over 89, and the slumping years of the Cowboys after being America's team has been a painful thing for Cowboy fans. And now there's reason for optimism, and especially so, Irv, when you look at all the draft choices they still have
Draft
the
choices,
next couple of years.
Draft choices coming up, and the nucleus of some young players here who seem to be getting better and better from week to week, Tim. Particularly at the quarterback spot, Aikman seems to have complete control of this offense. They've simplified it for him, but he's very effective with it.
Frizzell and Lilly into the secondary on the passing down, 3rd and 10. Aikman escapes and gets it off to Novacek. Novacek bounces off the tackler for a first down. Cowboys to midfield. Sammy Lilly bounced him out.
A couple things have happened here, Tim. First of all, Aikman didn't panic. Even though he had heat, he stood in the pocket very coolly and picked up his alternate receiver, in this case, Jay Novacek. Now, Novacek is an outstanding athlete. He was a decathlete in college, runs about a 800 meters, pole vault 17 feet, high jump 6'8", an outstanding athlete with very good hands.
28 catches coming into the game. He's been the main man for Aikman in this fairly conservative pass offense that they've built for the young quarterback. Good play here, and Aikman can run it. About a 7-yard gain for Aikman on a naked bootleg out to the right. Joyner forced him out. Eagles have Cunningham who can run. Cowboys have Aikman.
Sure do. They called this play right at the right time. Number 90, Mike Golick, is the end over here, responsible for containment. But he goes down inside, and Aikman finds himself out there all alone, facing no one but the linebacker, Seth Joyner. And Aikman wins that with race. Golick, for some reason, went down inside rather than contain, as his defensive end assignment would normally have him do.
Second down and a long 2 for the Cowboys. They're in Eagles territory at the 42-yard line. Emmett Smith, the rookie, gets away from the first man, tripped up by the second. Has the first down. Hopkins got him. Clyde Simmons had a shot at him, but the rookie, Smith from Florida, got away.
Well, I tell you, the thing that makes this play go again, Simmons, as defensive end position, is going to come up and find himself confronted one-on-one here with the back. Now watch what he does here with this little move. You can go either inside or out. And Simmons takes the bite inside, and there goes Mr. Smith. There's a lot of quickness there. Very impressive move.
Emmett Smith coming in with 321 yards rushing. Quick flare off the left side. Good coverage by Eric Allen. Kelvin Martin got about 4 on the play. Pretty hard to beat that Eric Allen out the right side or the left side offensively. He is having an outstanding year, although he's unhappy. Irby says, I'm not getting enough action. I'm getting bored, to use his term.
Yeah, no, he won some interceptions. There's the babe who's been all over the league, number 15.
He sure has. Dave Laufenberg, when they traded Steve Walsh, became the number 2 here. He hasn't thrown a pass in real play since 1988 for the Chargers, but he has a great attitude, and he likes Troy Aikman personally and professionally.
Go forward!
Aikman off for Agee. Agee trying to get to the marker, and he does so. First down, Dallas. Al Harris drove him out of bounds. Aikman delivers to Agee.
The reason why this play goes, Tim, is in number 59, Seth Joyner from his linebacker position blitzes. Now the Cowboys have a rule to throw the ball to the side where he had a vacated blitzer. Joyner comes, and he hits Agee in the flat for the completion. He's a hot receiver on the dog. The first down.
At the 26-yard line of the Eagles, so the Cowboys constructing a good drive here, down 7-0 in the second quarter. Novacek in the slot left. Good speed, as Irv said, but the pressure comes from Simmons, and he has Aikman wrapped up. A sack back to the 40-yard line.
Tim, it's very difficult to contain the Eagles' front 4 all game long. If you double team on one side with Reggie White, you find Clyde Simmons working one-on-one. He's working one-on-one on 2-A, breaks down 2-A's block, just goes right around him with a speed rush, making the sack. Again, a big man who has great quickness, picking up a sack.
First sack of the season for Simmons. He had 15.5 last year, and he's been bothered with an Achilles injury that's been kind of hanging on and slowing him down. So I'm sure he's happy to get number 1 of the season. Second down and long, back out inside the 40 now. They go inside with a handout to Agee. Good running. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and an extra yard from there to leave 3rd down and 9 at the 25 of Philadelphia.
A couple of ways to contain a fast rushing defensive line, Tim. You run screens, you also trap. This is the trap play. Number 68, Crawford Kerr coming across, picking up his block on Golick, and the hole is cleared out, and Agee does the rest. Very impressive play, picking up the Eagles just where they wanted them. In a fast rushing pass rush, and kicked them out with the trap.
11th play of this Cowboy drive, but they have a 3rd and 9 facing them here. Eagles jump around. Simmons moves to the right side. Joyner showing blitz. Good protection for it. He's got Agee out of the backfield, but they stop him short of the first down. Seth Joyner and Andre Waters. It'll be 4th down.
That the Cowboys are beginning to gain a little more confidence.
They've got some, Herb. They're going for it here.
Sure.
4th down. They've got 4th and 2. And Jimmy Johnson is going to go for it. That's a terrific morale booster for a young team, isn't it?
Well, it is. What he's telling his football team is that we're going to stand in here toe-to-toe with this stuff. We're going to beat them. We're going to beat them up front with our offensive line against their defensive line. And I'm giving you the chance right now to see how good you are.
Alonzo Highsmith has joined Smith in the backfield. Rolling left Aikman. First down to the 10-yard line. Boy, they got him clean, and he just ran away from the defensive end. Simmons. It'll be first down at the 10-yard line. Dallas trying to tie it up. McKinnon in motion out of the slot. Emmitt Smith. Good pursuit. A flag comes down. Initial charge led by a blitzing Hopkins. And then it was Ben Smith hauling him down for no gain at the 10. A flag in the defensive backfield. And the sign is against Dallas.
That last play that Aikman ran on the bootleg, taking the ball one way and rolling out the opposite way. Clyde Simmons, defensive end for the Eagles on that side.
Repeat first down.
Again, was responsible for containment, but came down inside. Aikman, who has terrific speed. He's not the kind of runner Cunningham is, but he is a great running quarterback. Pick up that crucial first down.
Holding penalty against the Cowboys back to the 20-yard line. First down and 20 for the Cowboys. Novacek, the tight end, split wide. They can do that with him because he can run. Wes Hopkins read that all the way. Stepped in front of McKinnon and picked off an easy intercept from the young quarterback, Aikman.
Wes Hopkins is playing that free safety spot because Ben Smith is playing on the corner for an injured Isel Jenkins. Hopkins said he's back this year, he's playing well, and he loves playing inside of free safety. Picking off that interception there for a big turnover for the Eagles.
Here at Texas Stadium, the Eagles have stopped a good Dallas drive with an interception by Wes Hopkins. Nonetheless, the young Cowboy team showing a lot of confidence on that march.
Well, a lot of spunk, but keep in mind that was a key interception for the Eagles. Obviously, the Cowboys on a scoring drive, and they stopped it. But Buddy Ryan told us last night, we are a team of turnovers. We have to take the ball away.
Well, that's something that's been missing from the Eagles in their first 6 games. Sanders on first down got about a yard and a half. It didn't take long to get Thomas Sanders involved in the offense. Apparently, Buddy Ryan saying a terminology much like he was used to at the Bears.
Hey, the tight end over here is 17 Frisco. All right, just contain him up the field, Reggie. Your plays are going to come. Play your responsibility and tackle.
That's Jeff Fisher, the defensive coordinator, yet another former Bear defensive back. On second down, Sanders again. Sanders trying to cut it back, nowhere to go. He is buried for a loss.
But Tim, the key thing that Jeff Fisher told his defense was contain him. Stay upfield, contain him. Don't let him roll outside of you.
Well, that's what the Cowboys just did to the Eagles offense. Noonan and Lockhart dropping Sanders for a loss. And it'll be third down and 12. Jimmy Johnson checking his defense on this big third down play. They've got the Eagles back at their own 20-yard line. They don't want to let them escape here. 7-0 football game, second quarter. Calvin Williams in motion. Good protection. And it is broken up nicely. A flag down, however. Isaac Holt, I believe, is going to be charged with interference. The intended receiver was Barnett. And that's a big break because Holt, it appeared, did a good job knocking the pass away, but he may have pushed Barnett before he got the hand in there.
Tim,
the old defensive back, Irv Cross. Let's see if you sympathize with the defender.
I'm not gonna sympathize with it. I'm gonna tell you like it is. That was a good play by Holt. But what happens sometimes if the official is behind you, he thinks you've had body contact. Watch this. Holt comes over the shoulder and knocks the ball away. Then he hits him. That's a legal play. But the official who called the penalty was behind the defender and couldn't see that he was clear when he knocked down the ball. It's really a great defensive play. That happens every now and then to defensive backs. And of course, Jimmy Johnson doesn't like it.
He's more excited than you are about that call against his defender.
Well, the secondary, you work so hard to make a great play. When you see one, you appreciate it and hate to see a flag thrown.
Well, it was a tough call. First down, however, for the Eagles. And Tony now on a screen. Gets about 5. Good pursuit by the Cowboys. Jimmy Jones came right out of his hat making the tackle. The rookie left side tackle, number 97. Saints leading Detroit 7-0. Miami off to a great start this season. Buffalo, as expected, on top of New England. Jets with an early lead over the Oilers, who can pile up some points in a hurry. It's second down. It'll be a long 5 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now out at their 36-yard line, leading 7-0, second quarter. Good pursuit on Cunningham. He eludes it. He'll run it for the first down. To the 43-yard line of Philadelphia. Good coverage downfield by the Eagles. A little better work in their secondary than I think the Eagles expected.
That's right. The good coverage in the secondary, but you really can't do much about this. Cunningham on a 5-step drop going back into the pocket is flushed out early when Danny Noonan, number 73, shows. Now, here's where his athletic ability takes over. Few quarterbacks can do this. Coming up the field nonchalantly, picking up a first down, rolling out of that pocket. He buys time all the time that way, and it puts an awful lot of pressure on opposing defenses.
First down. Eagles at their 43. Tony. This time the Dallas defensive front four stops the run. Daniel Stubbs, who came over from San Francisco in a trade. Another former Miami Hurricane player, well known to Jimmy Johnson. Number 96. You know, when you look back at that Walker deal, you've got Howard, Holt, and Solomon. Holt, a starter. Solomon, who could be before the season is out for the Cowboys, now that he's signed again. The linebacker, Jesse Solomon, and David Howard, a good backup. And then Emmitt Smith as a #1 pick, and Stubbs, all involved in direct trade or draft choices from the Walker deal. 2nd and 11. Fires out of the backfield. Good defensive reaction by the Cowboys. Holds into about a 4-yard gain. Brings up 3rd down. Del Rio on the stop. Word that Tommy Agee suffered slightly bruised ribs is expected back into the offensive lineup of the Cowboys, and their backup fullback Darrell Johnson also injured back in the first quarter.
Tim, Randall Cunningham told us last night, anticipating a lot of zone coverages from the Cowboys. They would like to put number 41 Byers and number 88 Keith Jackson opposite one another, so they can then go ahead and split those zones. And right now, he has both up lined up on the same side of the field. They wanted to have them on opposite sides of the formation, so the Cowboys wouldn't have any keys.
Cunningham again with time, and may have the first down depending on the spot. Keith Jackson takes a big hit but held onto the ball, was driven back, and they're going to spot him a first down where he caught it. And that's in Dallas territory at the 46.
Keith Jackson is a big tight end with speed who can get deep, Tim, but he also does a good job on patterns like this when you have him turn in. Here he is inside the defensive back on a hook pattern. He's such a big target when he turns his back. The defensive back really can't see the ball coming. Keith Jackson makes a catch.
Albritton, a 220-pound safety, certainly one of the biggest in the league. You can see the power and strength he has driving Jackson back. The Eagles driving again in Dallas territory at the 46. 3:57 remaining in the first half. Again, good protection for Cunningham. He's got his man, but it's dropped. Calvin Williams, another tough hit by Isaac Holt. He had a couple of good licks in last week's victory against Tampa Bay, in addition to 2 interceptions.
Tim, that's one of those cases where you have a big defensive back who just sort of takes advantage of a smaller receiver. Calvin Williams is only about 181 pounds, but watch the angle Isaac Hogue has in here. He puts his shoulder in there and drives that ball out with a pretty solid tackle.
They've got good size in their secondary. We mentioned Albritton at 220. Holt goes nearly 200. Horton, the other safety, 185. Hendricks at 175, the smallest. Again, Cunningham, and trying to get it to Byers. There was a grab on him by Norton. A late flag comes down. No question Norton had a hold of Byers' shirt. Whether he could have caught the ball may be up for grabs, but it looks like they're going to call Norton.
Tim, I would credit that call to the fans. No doubt about it. You know, the officials were all looking at it. Byers' shirt was grabbed by Norton. Whether he could have made the catch or not, I don't know, but he did slow him down by grabbing his jersey. It's a defensive holding call, but the officials, again, didn't call it until after there's a reaction from the crowd. Now, here comes number 41, Byers, going out. Norton, who has real good speed, can run with him, but look at this. Grabs his jersey, slows him down, and he got in that position, Tim, because he let Byers get too close to him. With his speed, he can run stride for stride with Byers.
So it is an interference call.
Be defensive holding, a 5-yard penalty, and first down.
Dallas's 4th penalty of this first half puts the ball at the 32-yard line. Howard Rowe, the referee, assesses the interference call against Ken Norton, the linebacker, and the Eagles now at the 32 of Dallas. 3:44, and as you might expect, boos from the crowd at the call. Sherman down to the 20-yard line. Heath Sherman running behind a huge hole on the right side behind Solt and Singletary.
Tim, remember we were talking to Rich Kotite earlier in the season. He said one thing we have to do with our running game is get off tackle. They have a 36 and 37 blunt, which is the play where the halfback goes off tackle to the left or off tackle to the right. And if they can get that play going, they can run everything in their offensive scheme. Today, they're running that play very well.
They've been running the ball generally very well against this active and aggressive front four of the Dallas Cowboys. Saw Jim McMahon on the sideline sporting one of those new hats, zebra stripes, and Eagles colors. First down. This time runs out of protection and still turns it upfield. He's got running room and romps out at the 15. Cunningham saves the day again. For an update, let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Tim, you had to wonder with all the talk of a possible indictment if Donald Igwebuike's performance on the field would be affected. Well, from 20 yards out, he nails the chip shot and pulls the Vikings into a 3-3 tie with the Packers in Milwaukee. Let's go back to Dallas. Tim Ryan and Herb Cross.
Thank you, Greg. Well, an important game in the Central Division. The disappointing Vikings trying to somehow crank it up here. And Green Bay off to a disappointing start as well. Sherman on a pitch shot. Takes it inside. Breaks loose. The ball comes loose. Albritton picked it out of midair. The Cowboys have it. So the Eagles stop the Cowboys down deep. And the Cowboys have returned the favor.
Take a look at that play just before we went into commercial. Number 23, Heath Sherman's the ball carrier. Now watch number 56, Gene Lockhart, the middle linebacker, rip that ball out of there. He's in pretty good position, takes it away, and it pops up in the air. And Vince Albritton comes up with a recovery. Big turnover for the Cowboys.
11 plays in the drive for 65 yards for the Eagles, only to be stopped on the turnover as they had done to Dallas. Dallas had gone 13 plays, taken 7:16 off the clock, only to lose the ball down at the Eagles' end of the field. Agee stopped by Andre Waters, and there'll be maybe a loss of about a yard on the play. See where they spot it? Well, right at the line of scrimmage. Approaching the 2-minute warning first half. And the Eagles take a timeout with 2:12 to play. Make it 2:10 in the first half. Philadelphia on top by 7. We're at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, and the first half about to finish up here. Tim Ryan and Irv Cross with 2:10 left to go first half. The Eagles lead at 7-0, but they just coughed up the ball, and a fumble by Heath Sherman, stripped away by Lockhart. Vince Albritton recovered, and it is 2nd and 10. Dallas at their own 6. Aikman from near the goal line finds Novacek. Pulled down by Byron Evans, the middle linebacker, who saw the play coming, but Aikman put the ball right in the hands of Novacek, and we've reached the 2-minute warning. Seven to nothing Philadelphia lead. 2 minutes to go first half. The only score by Anthony Toney on a 10-yard touchdown pass from Randall Cunningham. Eagles with a pair of timeouts remaining. Dallas with all 3. Let's look at that touchdown again.
The reason why I went to him again, Cunningham looked off the defense and came back the other way to Toney, who's wide open here in the end zone for the 10-yard score.
And the Eagles running and passing the ball effectively through the first half, and all of the Bounty Bowl talk turned out to be the bull that Buddy Ryan himself would term it, and both coaches trying to downplay that. It's been a very cleanly played first half. The Dallas Cowboys stopping the Eagles on their last drive. Eugene Lockhart scripting the ball, and they have a first down at their own 20-yard line. Aikman for Novacek again, who holds on despite a tough hit from Hopkins and from Ben Smith. Novacek again a key player in the pass game.
Key player when they're blitzing, also a key player against the zone. This is a zone coverage. The Eagles lay off here. When you bring a tight end across the zone, he has an opportunity to break into several openings across the field. Here he picks up the catch. Finally brought down there, but nice throw, nice catch.
So it's at the 32-yard line as you see Novacek leading the league among the tight ends into today, and has added a few more. He's just having a great year since coming over as a Plan B free agent from the Phoenix Cardinals, where new coach Joe Bugel felt that he couldn't block well enough to fit into his offensive scheme. Early action by Reggie White brings a flag, and Aikman goes down on a hit from Joyner. The ball loose, recovered by the Cowboys. Now the Eagles, they have it inside the 10. Let's see what happens with the flags. It'll all go back to whether White jumped or was drawn. Everything else happened after that may just be negated.
After I was going, I guess they're calling offsides on the Eagles. He did jump. He wasn't drawn off as he jumped. But everything was falling apart there.
Defense, offside, number 92, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Well, we're now hearing the referee. That's Howard Rowe calling White. You can see he jumped offside without being drawn. Number 92. So that despite the fact that Golick wound up with a loose ball inside the 10, it's Dallas ball up at their own 39, and we have 1:44 still to play in the first half.
Did you see where he was? He was right over the center and in linebacker position, standing up in a 2-point stance. He's in the blitz. Ike Aikman brought up the center. Whoa.
First and 5. Agee nowhere to go. The Eagles swarm him, a loss of a yard of the play. Some boos come from the crowd here who wanted a more exciting play on that first down, but the Cowboys, with 1:37 still to go, take a timeout. Tim Ryan and Irv Cross. Texas Stadium, 1:37 to play. 7-0 Philadelphia lead Dallas football. Lots of action ahead. The Redskins at the Giants, the unbeaten New York Giants at 6-0. And some of you will see Chicago at Phoenix, and the Bears off to a great start at 5-1.
I think Washington and the Giants played at RFK Stadium a few weeks ago, and head coach Joe Gibbs felt they played well enough to win that game. So he's going to get a second chance today.
Now, Dallas has not done too well in the first half of recent games, as you can see. See if they can do something here in the final minute 37. They get it out quickly to the left side to Alexander Wright, the rookie number 2 pick from Auburn. He can fly, but that time he was wrapped up before he could get started.
He can fly indeed, Tim. He has 4.25 speed, which puts him at world-class sprinter speed. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go deep here.
They did get the first down to the 46-yard line of Dallas. And they go short again to the tight end Novacek. The Eagles know the ball's coming to this guy, but they just can't stop him. They're holding him in check, but they haven't been able to stop him from catching the football.
He's a pretty clever receiver, though, Tim. He has the option to read where he cuts in or out, depending on the defense he sees, and he and Aikman are timed up pretty well.
Aikman took the shot, but got the ball out to Kelvin Martin for another Cowboy first down out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
It's a very simple offensive philosophy, Tim. If a team is going to lay off and play a zone defense, you take what they give you, and this is basically what the Cowboys have done. Now they're inside the 40-yard line with 47 seconds left to go on the clock. An awful lot of time here yet. They can still pick and peck for a few more short passes, then try one in the end zone.
Interesting signal there by Laufenberg. He gave the choke sign. I'm sure that's not what he wants Aikman to do here. It's first down at the 39-yard line. Spot of the ball out of bounds. 47 seconds left. Aikman under pressure, this time trying to get it out to right off the target. It'll be 2nd and 10, and a flag down again at the line of scrimmage.
The one thing that stands out in my mind in this game so far in the first half, Tim, is the job Nate Newton has done.
Defense, number 59, offsides, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
With Reggie White. White, when he's lined up with his left end position, has not been that effective from that spot. He's done most of his damage over the center's nose.
An offside call against Joyner of the Eagles. Leaves a 1st and 5 coming up at halftime. The NFL Today, Greg and Terry scores and highlights. 1st and 5. From the 34. 44 seconds remaining. Out for Agee, and Aikman off the mark. The hit by Lilly on Agee. Just as the ball arrived, he had to spin around to try and grab it. With Lilly there, he had no chance.
I think Agee, since Lilly was there before the ball arrived, and almost short-armed that when the ball was behind him a little bit, but Lilly making his presence known quickly, showed quickly because he's in a one-on-one coverage and disrupted the play.
It'll be 2nd and 5. Ken Willis, the field goal kicker, waiting his opportunity. He's 6 of 9. His longest so far this year from 41 yards away. They think he is mechanically one of the most impressive young kickers in football. Cowboys would like to get it in the end zone. Aikman, and he has that right on the money for a first down, Dallas. Kelvin Martin, a diving grab at the 25. Lilly and Joyner on the coverage. 28 seconds remaining.
We're back, and the question is whether or not Martin made a catch. Watch this ball when it's delivered. Kelvin Martin will lay out. He has his hands on it here now, but does he have the ball under control when he hits the ground?
I think so.
You think so, Ted?
Yeah, I thought so live when our view was actually better than that one on the replay. I think he had the ball lying on top of his forearm when he hit the ground.
Well, the officials ruled it was a catch, too, so they agree with you.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. That's not always the case. First down, Dallas at the 25-yard line. 10th play of this drive, and Aikman 6 of 7 during this drive. 59 yards they have so far to the 25, trying to get to the end zone. They rush on, and he had to unload as Joyner came in free. A breakdown there by the Dallas Cowboys. Aikman just had to chuck that thing away in a big hurry. Remember, the Eagles without Jesse Small, who can create havoc blitzing as well. He's out with a head injury today. Al Harris doesn't have the speed of foot that Small does, so Joyner's been doing double duty blitzing.
Really quick thinking on Troy Aikman's part, too, because he really didn't have a chance to set up to deliver a pass, and he saw Joyner right away and simply threw the ball away to stop the clock and keep his drive alive.
25 seconds remain, first half. 7-0 Eagle lead. 2nd and 10, the 25. Incomplete, intended for Michael Irvin. First ball thrown Irvin's way. He had the winning score last week against Tampa Bay.
Tim, the receiver, when he runs a pattern like this, has to break inside, keep going. Michael Irvin gives up for a little bit. He sort of stops here, and that's one reason why he dropped this ball. Had he taken one more step, he could have caught it full stride, continued on.
Another reason might have been Ben Smith coming at him full bore.
Yeah, well, Ben Smith didn't yield. He stood right there. I guess he decided if he's not going to move, I better stop.
Ben Smith, the 185-pound rookie from Georgia, had a reputation as a big hitter in college and has brought it into the pros. He hurts people. Third and 10.
He likes to mix it up.
Big play clearly for Dallas here. Aikman gets time. Deep for Irvin, out of bounds. Smith had the coverage. Irvin had no chance to catch that one. And it brings up 4th down. And Ken Willis comes on. Willis with a long of 41 on the season. Dale Telestre will come in to snap it, and Novacek, the tight end, talked about what a good athlete he is. They use him to hold for the kicker.
Very soft hands. I asked him, why is it you wound up holding for the kicker? Normally you had the backup quarterback doing that. He said, well, they asked me to try it, and I tried it. I'm still doing it. He does it pretty well.
A 43-yard attempt for Willis, his longest, if he makes it, of the season. A low snap. Novacek handled it well, and Willis delivers. 13 seconds to play. Philadelphia by 4. Tim Ryan, Irv Cross, Texas Stadium in Dallas. A beautiful sunny afternoon, 73 degrees at kickoff. And the Cowboys going 68 yards in 13 plays, a 43-yard field goal culminating. 13 seconds still to play. Willis with the field goal to make it a 7-3 football game, and the drive beginning when Heath Sherman fumbled deep in Dallas territory. Vince Albritton recovered at the Dallas 7. Sanders, the deep man, waiting to kick from this man, Willis. Thomas Sanders, signed this week by the Eagles. Bouncing kickoff. Sanders out to the 27-yard line with just 7 seconds left for the Eagles to either attempt the Hail Mary or whatever.
Having Sanders back on that kickoff return is a little bit of a change for the Eagles. They had Marvin Hargrove back there before. Remember the young man who walked in and asked for a tryout for Buddy, and Buddy gave it to him, and he electrified everybody in Philadelphia on his first offensive play against the Cardinals, having caught a pass for a touchdown. But he would normally return the kickoffs, and Sanders is in there doing it now.
Hargrove still returning punts and acting as a wide receiver.
Kicking team, offsides, penalty declined, first down.
So the Eagles will keep the ball where it is at the 26. You see the Dallas scoring drive. A 43-yard field goal by Willis. A 7-3 football game. And the Eagles are just going to run it out here on this down and take their lead into the locker room intact. So two big turnovers, one by each team, holding the scoring down. And at the end of the first half, the score, the Philadelphia Eagles leading Dallas by a score of 7-3. And kind of a mixture of boos and cheers for the Cowboys here, but they really more than held their own against the Eagles through the first half. Moved the ball effectively before coughing it up on the turnover and then having to settle for a field goal. Our coverage will continue after this word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
You folks have been watching the Eagles in Dallas and the Packers.
Tim Ryan and Irv Cross at Texas Stadium, 7-3 Eagles lead. And remember, Dallas has played one more game in this NFC East. They are 3-4, 2 victories over Tampa, helping them to their 3 victories. They had to play the extra week to this point because Philadelphia, as one of the top 4 teams, has had a week off. But Dallas, being 5th last year in the NFC East, has played one more game. So bear in mind that they've played 7, the Eagles have played 6. And in the first half of play, total yardage in favor of Dallas, 155 to 127. Each of the teams have committed a turnover, as we pointed out to you, stopping drive inside the 20-yard line. Cunningham 7 of 12, 63 yards and a touchdown. Aikman 12 of 21. They both been pretty sharp. 116 yards for Aikman, 1 interception. Costly one down there at the 10-yard line of Philadelphia.
When you look at those numbers, Tim, you have to believe that both coaching staffs feel they're right on target. They wouldn't have any major changes in the second half in the overall game plan. Just stay with it and execute.
Again, important to remember the Eagles without 4 of their starters, and they've got Mike Quick on injured reserve. They've got Matt Darwin on injured reserve from the offense, Mike Pitts on injured reserve from the defense, and Jesse Small out with a head injury. This is James Dixon. He can fly, and he's still going. And that gets the crowd up here in Dallas to the 41-yard line. James Dixon came here as a wide receiver, has been converted to a running back, and he's a good return man.
Outstanding return man, Tim. He's brought back a number of long kickoff returns for the Cowboys in the past, particularly once against Kansas City a year or so ago. But here comes Dixon with good speed. But the most important thing is he weaves upfield, taking advantage of all of his blockers, cutting off his blockers to maximize that that gain.
40-yard return by Dixon. Good start from the 40 for Dallas. David Bailey stopped him there. To the 30-yard line of Philadelphia. Derek Allen and Andre Waters hauled him down. This was Bo Jackson's caddy at Auburn, showing that he's an NFL quality starting player.
Bo Jackson liked him so well, though, Tim, that when he went to New York to claim his Heisman Trophy, he could have brought one of his teammates with him. The guy he brought, Tommy Agee. How do I know that? I was at the dinner with him, sat between the two of them.
Well, so Bo appreciated Agee's blocking. He blocked for Brent Colwood down there as well, but obviously a quality running back. And getting his chance to start again today for Dallas on first down. Aikman deep sideline, flags are down. The ball is knocked away. Battle for it, McKinnon and Andre Waters. And they come up, and McKinnon gives Waters a shot in the face mask, and away they go. Well, Bounty Bowl tempers finally explode here after a quiet first half. But if you were going to pick 2 guys who might get it started, you could sure count on Waters and McKinnon.
Well,
McKinnon had that reputation in Chicago of being combative, and Waters is well established.
Well, McKinnon is a feisty kind of a receiver and not going to take anything from any defensive backs, but I really don't know what started that, because it was simply a routine play. Waters went up to go for the ball. Here he knocks McKinnon down legally. Now here he piles on. This is what got him all excited. Now they're talking to each other, and the exchange flows.
Now, this always kills me when these guys start throwing punches toward the
Number
face mask.
26,
Pardon the
defense,
knuckles.
5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Now, that was the first flag. It was a flag down before the little scuffle there. And it was Ben Smith for defensive holding. And so the Cowboys wind up with a first down. And there were no calls for this little incident.
Oh, he kicked him as he walked away. As he stepped over him, Waters was walking away from McKinnon. As he left him, raised his left foot and banged his face mask, and McKinnon didn't like it.
Well, the fans wanted a little of that kind of action, and they got it. And meanwhile, the Cowboys are down in Eagles territory. Emmitt Smith to the 20-yard line. Gain of about 6 for the rookie. 2nd and 4.
Tim, the Cowboys are really concerned coming into this game about trying to get the matchup with Nate Newton and Reggie White. But Coach Johnson said, we think Newton's going to be okay on Reggie White. We have to work the other side. And in this game so far, they run successfully to the left side of the line with Crawford Kerr on Jerome Brown and Mark Tuinei on Clyde Simmons. They've done a good job there, sealing off the front, allowing those backs to pick a hole.
It's 2nd and 4 from the 20-yard line. A big penalty against the Eagles. Those have been costly deficiencies in the early going of this season in Philadelphia. This time Smith has nowhere to go. Simmons is there and gets some help from Joyner. In fact, Joyner gave Simmons a pretty good shot in the back trying to get in on the tackle.
What they did, though, Tim, was they kicked Simmons outside. Normally, as a defensive end, he might be lined up head on that offensive tackle, but in that particular play, he was removed a man outside, so he was clear, anticipating some kind of an outside maneuver by the Cowboys. Came up and made the play.
So it is a loss on the play, 3rd down to the 25-yard line. 3rd and 9. Dial it down tells us. So here the Cowboys have to muster up again. They got the penalty break. Don't forget that was an incomplete pass down there intended for McKinnon. They get the penalty. Now they've got to convert here, and here comes Joyner, and Aikman had to see him out of the corner of his eye. He unloaded in a hurry to Novacek, incomplete. Joyner was blasting in.
That's how you run a blitz effectively. Number 59, Joyner, steps inside in the middle here. Aikman sees him right now. You see he's looking at him now. He says, I don't have time to set up and throw this ball. Better get rid of it quickly, disrupting his timing. There's Reggie White also putting on the heat.
So 4th down and a field goal try from the 33-yard line. It'll be a 43-yard attempt. Willis connected from this distance late in the first half. Ken Willis has reduced the margin to a single point. We'll be back at Texas Stadium in a moment. Tim Ryan across at Texas Stadium. And the Dallas Cowboys have closed to within a point. 2 minutes and 49 seconds used up on a 34-yard drive by the Cowboys. Willis's second field goal from 43 yards out. And Jimmy Johnson got to feel pretty good about how well his team has played here very competitively, not just score-wise, but they've been able to advance the ball on defense, make one big play on the fumble recovery down in their own end. Generally, keep the high-powered pass offense of Philadelphia in check. This is Kenny Jackson. Jackson, a good return out to the 37-yard line. A veteran wide receiver bringing it back upfield in good field position. Alert Rich Kotite, there's Kenny Jackson. Now, Rich Kotite, the offensive coordinator, new this year, put in a new offense. Finally, last week, Buddy Ryan did say, you know, it's taken a while for my guys to learn this offense. At the beginning of the year, he thought he didn't have to say that. They should be able to pick it up quickly.
Well, they're coming around, but he has to be a little bit disappointed. They've only scored 7 points so far. The Cowboys coming in this game are ranked 14th in total defense. The Eagles about 6th in total offense, but they haven't been able to get the touchdowns.
One thing they have been able to do is to run the ball effectively, as they did there with Byers. Byers has been asked by Philadelphia reporters how he feels about no longer being the running back that he came out of Ohio State to be. He's now kind of an all-purpose back, as Byers' bundle tells us.
Well, he does it all, but he said that he'll play anywhere the team needs him. And you can see that his average rushing yards through the season really isn't that great, but he's one of the leading receivers in the league. So he does it all. Right on average, 2 rushes and 3 passes caught.
2nd down and 3. Byers again, and he'll pull his way for a 1st down. So again, the run offense of the Eagles having some effect against this aggressive front four of Dallas. Noonan made the stop with help from Del Rio.
Gene Lockhart, number 56 in the middle there for the Cowboys. Tim says, you know, I'm the 4th middle linebacker in the Dallas Cowboys history, and I take great pride in being able to play the spot because some great players played that position here in Dallas, and he just feels honored to be in the middle.
Well, he hopes to see his name up there where he's been looking up and seeing Leroy Jordan, Tubbs, and Bob Brunig, and he wants to be up there. On 1st down, about a yard. Tony. It'll be 2nd and 9, so the Eagles seem to be trying to make that run work for them as much as possible. You get the feeling that suddenly we're going to see Cunningham go deep. Jim McMahon, colorfully attired on the sideline, signaling in the plays when required. good time, but Jackson, well defended by the linebacker Del Rio, got a hand on that ball, tipping it away.
Boy, Jack Del Rio has tremendous position here on Keith Jackson. This ball was nearly picked off, but again, Del Rio, as a linebacker on the strong side, must stay inside of Jackson. And here he shadows him step for step, gets his hand on the ball, almost comes up with an interception because he had terrific coverage. Again, hold up that tight end and stay with him step for step, staying on his inside shoulder. Del Rio gets an A on that play.
3rd down and 9. One of those early big plays in a football game. If the Cowboys can stop them here, it's a morale booster, and they do. With a sack, what a way to do it. Daniel Stubbs back to the 35, and that gets the crowd alive. 13-yard loss. Eagles' offensive line have been playing well, but the Cowboys sacked Cunningham that time.
Tim, Dallas thought there's one place they could work on their front. It would be Danny Stubbs against Reggie Singletary. Number 96 Stubbs breaks down Singletary, makes a big sack.
So the Eagles have to feel the low snap. He does it well. And it takes an Eagle bounce all the way down near the 20-yard line. We'll be back at Texas Stadium. It'll be Cowboy ball, and they trail by 1.
Here's Jeff Beagle's punt just before he went to commercial. He gets a low snap here from Harper LaBelle, and Jimmy Johnson was telling us that when he was at Miami with him, he had 3 punts blocked. Did a good job getting that one away under tough conditions.
1st down from the 20-yard line for the Cowboys. Aikman is 12 of 22 at this point. Off to Agee on the screen, and the Eagles all over that, but Agee does a good job running a long way to turn it into about a 2-yard gain as he was stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Joyner and Brown finally get him down. Had to run miles to do it.
The defense really wasn't fooled at all by that screen action, Tim. As soon as the center and guard ease off and begin to slide off to the right or left, defensive lineman will go down the line with them. The Eagles, an experienced defensive team, didn't go for the screen maneuver.
So it's 2nd down and 8. Dallas 22. You see the Eagles offensive line, which overall has had a pretty good day until that last sack. Try to repair whatever mistake was made on that one. 2nd down. Taken out to Highsmith. Highsmith is pulled down after a gain of about 5 by Al Harris. Alonzo Highsmith coming over from Houston in a trade. They thought he might be more of an impact player right away, but he's had difficulty getting into this offense and has been dropping the football some in passing downs. So he lost his starting job to Agee.
It's really funny. We saw Highsmith over at the Eagles Hotel last night to meet his old ex-Miami teammate Jerome Brown. I guess they went out to dinner together, but he's had some trouble picking up the offense, dropping some passes, and what he likes to do is run the football and block. Very good lead blocker.
There's his old Miami teammate Brown waiting to get back into the fray here on 3rd and 2. Short drop from Aikman. There's the ball for a 1st down. Alexander Wright, the rookie, number 81, makes the catch.
The only way for him to catch this ball, Tim, is to have it thrown perfectly because Ben Smith is all over him. This is excellent coverage by the defensive back. As the ball arrives, Smith arrives with it, but Wright makes a sensational catch. How'd you like to have him make a living catching footballs in the National Football League?
Ooh, not with the kind of hits that you have to take. That Smith is a hitter, as we said earlier. 2nd catch of the day for the rookie. 1st down at the 35-yard line.
Wright has world-class speed, Tim. He's kind of the 4.2 in the 40-yard dash. The only player I've seen in a football field that can do that is number 22 here, Bob Hayes, years ago.
And that was Agee for about 5 yards to the 40. So the Cowboys are like the Eagles, having a successful mix of run and pass. Simmons and Hopkins made the tackle. Again, if you joined us late, Izell Jenkins out with an injury. Ben Smith moving over to left corner from free safety. And Wes Hopkins, the veteran, getting the free safety start. And of course, Mike Golick is playing at left tackle for the injured Mike Pitts. 2nd down and 6. Pitts will be out for at least another month. Flags everywhere. We saw Golick step over, and looks like he may this time have been drawn over by the Cowboys.
False start, number 67, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
Referee Howard Rowe recognizes John Giesick. There's offensive linemen. That's about the only time they get their names mentioned when they make a mistake. Holding penalties being the ones they really hate to be nabbed on. Second and 10. 11. Short pass to Agee out of the backfield. Takes about 10 of that back. It'll leave third down and a long yard, close to 2. Tripped up by Al Harris. Harris starting for the injured Jesse Small. The concussion suffered last week. Reliable guy can play defensive end, play linebacker for you.
Been in a lot of big games. Super Bowl team with the Chicago Bears.
There's Jesse Small on the sideline. Came with the team on the road trip, and he's still coming back from that head injury last week.
But he said he's going to bring him as his bodyguard.
Yeah. He's also got a cop down there watching him. Watching out for him. Right again. Gets the first down. Cowboys to the 47-yard line.
Alexander Wright's speed, you have to respect that. You don't want to play him too tight, but in the meantime, you can't just give up a short pattern like this either. But Wright just running a short pattern here in the flat picks it up easy before Ben Smith breaks out. Again, Smith is going to go with him no matter where he's going to be lined up, whether he's on the corner or inside in the slot. Smith goes with him all over the field. Tough assignment today with a man with that kind of speed.
5 completions in a row for Aikman. They've all been short, but they've been on the mark. And they now are approaching midfield on this drive at the 47. Eagles blitzing. Top receiver is Novacek. And Aikman again delivers for a 5-yard gain. Hopkins hauls him down.
The key here, though, is that number 59, Seth Joyner, shows early. Aikman sees him. He knows the blitz is coming right now. You see him looking at him now. He knows his dog, so he's going to look for his hot receiver. And he finds Novacek having flat, getting that ball away before the blitzer arrives. It's a pre-snap read, and the quarterback has that much time to know what's going to happen before the ball snaps. You get lots of completions.
Steve Calfusi comes in for Jerome Brown on second down and long, or second down and about 6 for the Cowboys. This is Emmett Smith getting away from one tackle and digs for the first down. Jerome Brown to make it Simmons, number 96. Making the tackle, but not before Smith got the first down, and there's an injured Eagle down. Might be Reggie White.
Yeah, it does look like it. I believe it is.
That's who it is. So we'll be back at Texas Stadium in a moment. So Reggie White has been attended to on the field and has now come off under his own power, and looked as though he might have got his bell rung, as the expression goes there. Although we couldn't see it looking at it on videotape to see whether he was actually kneed in the head or something, but a little collision that seemed to knock him a little woozy. So he's out of there, and Greg Mark is in to replace him on first down. Cowboys. Alonzo Highsmith picks up about 5. Running straight ahead. Number 32. Highsmith, the 4-year man out of Miami, and losing the starting job to Agee today, but you know, we heard some of the Bears saying if he was, some of the Eagles, if he was over here, Buddy Ryan would probably turn him into a linebacker if he was playing for Philadelphia.
Well, he likes the head. He's a very aggressive football player, but his father's a football coach, too, at Texas Southern, and he used to tell him years ago that, son, never give a coach an excuse to bench him. He's been benched here, Dallas, because he hasn't quite caught on with his offense, but he says he wants to work his way back.
7 and 5. This is Emmett Smith. He gets a couple. There's Mark making the tackle. Greg Mark, the rookie, also from Miami. A lot of Hurricanes out here on both sides of the ball. And Mark has hurt his elbow or his arm, it appears. He's in there for Reggie White. And White is back on the field. And it looks like one of those contact lens problems there for Calfusi.
I think he's had a combination of things going. Let's see what happens. So Mark, number 91, playing the defense. Here he is sort of piling on. It's trying to clean off the tackle, and looked like he might have just had the wind knocked out of him. See, when he hit the pile there, he goes down on one of his teammates' knees and also hurt his arm at the same time. So sort of got a double shot there.
So Greg Mark gets some attention down here, and White, meanwhile, has come back on the field. Mark was on replacing him. So with this little timeout for an injury on the field, we'll be back at Texas Stadium in a moment. 7-6, Philadelphia. Greg Mark having his arm attended to on the Eagles sideline. He had been in to replace Reggie White, who had been helped off the field. But White's back out there now at left defensive end, number 92. Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 2 for the Cowboys. Tommy Agee is left with a pulled hamstring. And a little delay getting this started, and a timeout taken by the Cowboys. So something got messed up there, but for an NFL update, let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Tim, thank you. At New Orleans, Jimmy Williams will pick off the fumble by Reuben Mays here and bring it back 53 yards for the touchdown. Saints have turned the ball over 5 times today, and running down the time in the 3rd quarter, it's 17-10, Lions over the Saints. Tim?
Thanks, Greg. Well, that sounds like an interesting ball game over there. The Saints off to a struggling start. They've got Steve Welch. They hope can bring him back. Jimmy Johnson can't be pleased with that second timeout, in effect, because they had one with the injury just seconds earlier.
Yeah, they had a freebie when the Eagles had to call a timeout because of the White injury, and then you break the huddle and you call another timeout. That's basically because you have a young quarterback who's, just hasn't gone through these things yet.
Doesn't want to make a mistake either.
He doesn't want to make a mistake.
On
right?
a 3rd and 2. And that's how it stands. Inside the Eagles 35. Play action. Aikman, a lot of time to find somebody, but nobody to throw to. A flag down as Aikman steered out of bounds by the linebacker, Byron Evans. There may have been a hold here against Dallas along that line of scrimmage once he started to scramble.
Makes you wonder why now they decided to call a timeout. He probably wanted to decide it.
Call against the Eagles.
Eagles. Wow.
Big break for Dallas here.
The big man here, number 95, they're trying to control this. This is Novacek. So number 95, Al Harris, grabs a hold of Novacek's jersey. You see, Novacek's trying to go upfield to release for a pass route, and Harris won't let him go. He's caught in between there. He had to rush the quarterback and hold on to the tight end at the same time, and he just couldn't quite do it.
Well, Aikman actually had made the first down prior to the infraction being called, so Aikman did his job getting to that marker, and then they get the extra 5 yards and a first down at the 27-yard line.
That's the problem when a quarterback rolls free like that to the outside. The in man on the line, whether it's a defensive end or a linebacker, has to A, either drop back and cover a receiver, or B, come up and force the quarterback and make him enforce him. And Harris was in an in-between position and got caught.
51 yards on this drive. Cowboys have been able to do this effectively. That pass is deflected and turns up incomplete. Good charge by the Eagles on that play. Al Harris and Joyner, the linebackers, blitzing, playing that aggressive style of defense.
You expect this from the Eagles, Tim. It's an all-out blitz. The linebackers are coming, but Aikman delivering and ducking, which is a smart move on his part, winds up feeling the heat of the Eagles' blitz. Al Harris, the man putting on most of the pressure.
2nd and 10 from the Eagles 28. This is the situation in which Buddy Ryan expects his team to come up with either sacks or turnovers. Blitzing again. They go out with flags everywhere at Michael Irvin, and he'll be close to a first down if the play stands up. Spot of the ball would appear to give him a first down or very close to it, but the penalty is against Dallas.
Michael Irvin wound up with a big catch last week for the Dallas Cowboys in the closing seconds of the game in Tampa Bay.
Number 32, 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Illegal procedure against Highsmith.
So Michael Irvin came with a big catch last week against Tampa Bay and for the win, and he had his eyes closed when he caught that touchdown pass, and he was asked about it. He said, "I catch balls better that way," as he closed his eyes.
I can see when I blink. It's an interesting eyesight thing he has happening there. Second down and 15. Aikman changing something up there in the blitz again. He tried to get it off to Novacek. Couldn't deliver the ball as Joyner's just been blowing in there, and Aikman knows it's coming. Novacek knows it's coming. That time he just couldn't get the ball off fast enough.
Well, the Eagles have the attitude, Tim, they don't care if you know the blitz is coming, block us. And if you try to pick up everybody, you can't quite get it because somebody's going to be free. We're always going to have 3 on 2 or 4 on 3. And in this case, that's the case here again. Number 59, Seth Joyner, coming through scot-free because everybody else is tied down. Aikman could do nothing but just throw it away.
So 3rd and 15. Eagles lead 7-6. 44 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. In and out of the hands of Wright. Would not have had first down yardage there. Sammy Lilly and Eric Allen both arriving at the ball. So the Eagles defense does the job, and that brings up 4th down. And Willis will come in for a little longer try. He's got 2 43-yarders, accounting for all of the Dallas points as we see the work by Eric Allen and the drop by Wright. A 51-yard try now for Willis. His 43-yarders are his long field goals of this season. Rookie from Kentucky, free agent. No good. Wide to the right from Willis from 51 yards away, so the Eagles have stopped the Cowboys with 35 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Henry Waters getting a rest on the Eagles bench. Engaged in a brief altercation with McKinnon. Did not draw any flags for it. I would call that about a draw if you were scoring it in a boxing match. And McKinnon may wind up with the bruised knuckles from the face guard of Waters. Jimmy Johnson would say, boy, if we punched it in there and get ahead of these guys, make them play catch up. But instead, the Eagles with a 1-point lead take over at the 33. On first down to Byers, and he one-hands it and holds on. Pickup of about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. Good catch by Byers. So coming up next, more football activity here on CBS Sports. A big one in the Eastern Division of the NFC. The Giants unbeaten at 6-0 against Washington in 2nd place at 4-2. Some of you will see the Bears off to a great start at 5-1 against the Phoenix Cardinals. Not an easy team, even though they have a 2-4 mark. Joe Bugel's got them playing hard football. Jim Rosenbaugh developing as a quarterback. Up and down. Cunningham, he's got running room. Trying to get to the marker, dives, and he'll be close. Del Rio dove with him, trying to stop him short of the first down. It's interesting listening to Cunningham talking about his running style last night, Herb. He said, you know, sometimes I give him a little wiggle waggle there and try to juke him, and sometimes I try to run at them. And he said, I got to mix it up because I don't want them to be getting their sights set on me. I know I'm going to be running the ball a lot.
Yeah, that's right. He takes a lot of hits, but he's a wiry kind of guy. Has you know, of course, a long, rangy body, but a very strong young man, very quick. But he absorbs most of those blows when he gets tackled.
He does, especially on the sacks. He says that's something he deliberately tries to do. Because, you know, I like to relax when I'm going to take that hit. Go with the flow, he said.
I'd like to see him run over somebody, but sometimes I have to run over him.
Jeff Fisher on the Eagles sideline, whipping up some defensive maneuvers for the Eagles. And long delay on the field here at the moment. They gave the first down yardage to Cunningham, and that'll take us down to the end of the quarter.
You see a time of possession there? Unbelievable.
That's the end of the quarter with the score. The Eagles 7, the Cowboys 6. Our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. You are watching the NFL on CBS. Tim Ryan Irv Cross at Texas Stadium. The Eagles have it. First down as we begin the fourth quarter. They lead by just a point, 7-6. Busted play. Cunningham will pick up only a yard as 3 Cowboys drive him out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Roger Vick, number 43 in the backfield for the first time, evidently in a bit of a muddle with Cunningham as to what the play should be.
Yeah, Vick turned in the wrong direction. Again, after a long time out, you'd think an offensive team would be ready to go and get the snap and not make a mistake like that. Cowboys made one. Now the Eagles come back with one of their own.
Well, Cunningham again prevented the loss, at least turned it into a 1-yard pickup, 2nd and 9. Vick leads the game. Sherman comes in to join Byers. Short drop by Cunningham. He's got his man, Calvin Williams, escapes one tackler and then stumbles down to the 37-yard line. For an NFL update, let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Tim, in Milwaukee, it's a Green Bay kind of a day. Rich Gannon of the Vikings, his pass is picked off at the line of scrimmage by big Sean Patterson, who rumbles 9 yards for the touchdown. 17-3 Packers in the fourth quarter now, and Vikings in danger of losing their 5th in a row. Tim?
Oh, man, a defensive lineman's dream there for Sean Patterson. It looked like Gannon trying to kind of subtly thread that thing through. It cost him. Boy, those Vikings, what a story in the NFL this season. A negative one.
I'm stunned at how poorly they've done, Tim.
Cunningham play action. Del Rio blitzing, and he just throws it away and takes a hit back there as Del Rio got a piece of him along with Danny Noonan.
This time, the Cowboys front four does a pretty good job of putting on the heap, but in the form of a blitz. Number 55, Del Rio, comes up inside. You see, breaking between the 2 linemen here, scot-free, can't be picked up, and he flushes Cunningham out of there. Got rid of it, but long before he wanted to.
Del Rio coming over as a free agent from the Kansas City team last year. Wound up as a starter. The left linebacker spot. He was drafted played baseball out of USC by the Toronto Blue Jays. Tip. Cunningham trying to get it to Byers. On rushing lineman, got a hand on it.
I'll tell you one thing, Tim. Cunningham should thank his lucky stars that ball was tipped to the line of scrimmage, because if it hadn't been, Jack Del Rio, number 55, would have picked it off and gone the other way. Take a look at this. Cunningham, looking outside to Byers, has the ball tipped right there at the line, but Jack Del Rio is in great shape to take it away, but it falls short. He says, oh my goodness, why did you hit it?
Daniel Stubbs was the man who got a hand on it. So the Eagles keep possession, 3rd and 10. Tough Cowboys defense stymieing the Eagles here. Cunningham gets time and throws it right into the traffic, but it's Keith make it Calvin Williams, the rookie wide receiver, making the catch. A flag down on the play, as depending on the spot, Williams may have the first down. Boy, credit the rookie Williams with holding on to that ball with a defender draped all over him.
Penalties on the Eagles. Pass interference. Sometimes you find a lot of the pass routes you run, Tim, to be combination patterns where you have 2 receivers on one side. They crisscross and will run into the defenders. Let's see what happened here.
Offensive pass interference, number 41, 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Byers is tagged with it.
We saw this originally, thought maybe Byers was being roughed up by the defense, but look at this pattern. He runs right in. Well, that's right. You see, the defender has every right to hold his ground. He'd already established his position. Number 30, Isaac Holt, was there. Byers simply ran into him. Pass interference on the offense. You can't do that.
Well, that backs him up to the 46-yard line of Dallas. 13-18 to go, regulation time. The crowd exhorting the Dallas defense. Cunningham got it to Byers. But Bill Bates is there to make sure he is stopped well short of the needed yardage. About a 9-yard gain and 4th down. So the Eagles will have to punt, and the Dallas defense does the job. Eagles get the punt off very quickly. They don't let Dallas get set with their return team. And it's down at the 6-yard line by the Eagles. We'll be back. A 1-point game in Texas Stadium. The Eagles forced to punt on their last drive by good, solid Dallas defense. Tim Ryan and Irv Cross here at Texas Stadium, and with 12:31 to go, it's clearly anybody's ball game, a one-pointer.
Well, it is. But Buddy Ryan told us last night that the 2 key stats he watches are time of possession and turnovers, and the team that can dominate those areas will win the football game. Now, you can see right here that the turnover, they're both tied. Philadelphia won, Dallas won, but in the time of possession category, which is critical to who's going to win this game, I think it's probably favoring the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas down here at their 6-yard line after a good play by Sammy Lilly on the punt from Fiegels, blocking him in down there without a chance for a return, and Smith carries it out for about 2. So it's going to be 2nd down and about 8. They're at the 8-yard line. Dallas has been able to move the ball. It's a good mix of pass and run, and this is the time they need to do it if they can get ahead of the Eagles.
Here's what we're talking about, time of possession. Surprisingly, it's fairly even, but Dallas has a slight edge, Tim.
Aikman from the goal line overthrows McKinnon. So it'll be 3rd down. Now here's a big play defensively for the Eagles. Cowboys backed up deep in their own end at the 8-yard line, and they send in Sammy Lilly and William Frizzell on the nickel package. Out come Harris and Byron Evans.
Interesting call, too, coming up, Tim. You can play let's go get him on the full blitz and try to nail him right here deep in their territory, or play a soft and play a pass defense and hope you can keep them from getting that 8 or 9 yards for the first down. They're dogging.
Hopkins drags him into the end zone. It will not be a safety. They'll mark it at the 2-yard line. 2nd Eagles sack as Wes Hopkins blitzed from the safety position. And he got there at about the time Aikman turned around with the ball in his hand.
Tim, this is the Philadelphia Eagles signature. They play very aggressive football. This is one reason why teams don't like to play against them. Everybody up front is covered man-on-man. Wes Hopkins comes through scot-free. Aikman doesn't have a chance to set up and throw the football. Most teams in that situation would lay back and play pass defense. Not the Eagles. They go after you.
Well, and you can see that's been a problem through this season in the 3 and 4 mark of the Cowboys. Jackson standing at the end line. He's a little shorter than he normally would be on the snap for his punt. He does a good job of getting it away, and the ball bounces back and will be down near the 41-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. So the Eagles with an excellent opportunity now. 11:05 to go after a 39-yard punt from Saxon. 7-6 Eagle lead. Tim Ryan, Irv Cross. Texas Stadium sold out. Only once last year was this stadium sold out, but they sold out to the Eagles today, and they've already sold out for the game November 11th against the 49ers. Improving Cowboys and hanging tough against the Eagles. On 1st down, Philadelphia, Calvin Williams spins away from the defender Isaac Holt and gets all the way to the 20-yard line and a 1st down.
You get plays like that, Tim, because you have protection up front. Today, the Eagles' offensive line has done an exceptional job protecting Cunningham. Look at these stats. This is the way we have our report card on an offensive line. Quarterback Hassels, 8, sacked twice, hurries twice, and pressured 4 times. But average yards per rush, 3.9. Short yardage plays, they've weighed 1 out of 2. But look at this key stat. The offensive line today has not committed 1 penalty for the Eagles.
Now, apart from those 2 sacks, so far they're doing pretty well. And it's made a major difference in their production, although it doesn't show on the scoreboard. Sherman breaks the tackle, Sherman, touchdown. Heath Sherman makes up for that fumble down at the 10-yard line of Dallas back in the first half. A 19-yard score for the second-year man from Texas A&I.
We talked about the kind of a job the offensive line is doing here today in Philadelphia, but Heath Sherman does a real good job picking his blocks, trying to work out with his right tackle, Reggie Singletary. You see the line pulling to the left there. He's following that bevy of blockers. Everything's pretty well sealed off. There's a hole. Come back inside. Jack Del Rio is blocked, and here comes Herman running past Albritton and stumbling into the end zone while picking up Heller and the rest of his teammates upfield.
Sherman 19 yards for the score. Point after try. Ruzek has it. And the Eagles widen their lead. With 10:30 to go in the fourth quarter, it is 14-6. Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, where the Eagles have opened a 14-6 lead. Tim Ryan and Irv Frost. 10:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. A 19-yard touchdown run by Heath Sherman. Deep men for the kickoff are Dixon and Wright for the Cowboys. Last week, the Cowboys came from behind to score a victory over the Tampa Bay Bucks. They'll have to do it against one of the toughest defenses in the National Football League, and they need 2 scores. Ruzek ready to kick it off. Down about the 10-yard line. Dixon looking for some daylight, finds them, and gets his way up to the 36-yard line where Ricky Shaw, reserve linebacker, stopped him. 41 yards on just 2 plays for the Philadelphia touchdown. Herb, let's take a look at it again.
Tim, the key on this play is to be able to have the running back get outside. Singletary and Solt have to come outside, seal, and give the back a chance to cut back. Now watch what happens here. Singletary, number 66, 68 pulls. Solt, 66, seals inside. Now Sherman's right in between those 2 linemen. He's now able to go straight upfield, use his open field running ability to go in there for the touchdown.
Breaking a couple of tackles along the way. And it was Sherman who had the ball stripped by Lockhart back in the first half, ending what appeared to be a Philadelphia scoring drive down at the 10-yard line of Dallas. On first down, that is Highsmith. Remember, Agee, who had started the game, left with a pulled hamstring, has not returned. And he was having a pretty good game to that point. So Alonzo Highsmith, who had been the starter. There's Agee. You can see wrapped in the right leg. Highsmith, who had been the starter after coming over in the deal with the Oilers, now back in action. And picks up about 2 on the play. Darrell Johnson comes in to replace Highsmith now on second down. The Cowboys have been a good fourth quarter team, especially against their own combined points for the first 3 quarters. They're going to have to make those numbers happen now. Emmett Smith gets about 4 yards to the 42-yard line of Dallas.
Tim, when I asked Troy Aikman why the Cowboys are so effective in the fourth quarter, he says, well, Herb, last year we sort of stumbled around and we didn't know if we could win or not. We had a lot of questions about ourselves. But this year, we go into every game feeling we can win. There's a great deal of confidence in the huddle. No matter what the situation is, we feel we can come back and score. So it's a very confident, positive, young Cowboy team in the fourth quarter.
Eagles send in their nickel players. Harris and Evans come out. Grizel and Sammy Lilly come in, and Calfusi comes in as a down lineman. Third down. A long 4. And again, a critical down here for the Cowboys. And Aikman didn't like what he saw. And Sammy Lilly's excited about that. He said, that's great. We gave him a look he didn't understand. Sammy Lilly's all excited about Aikman calling the timeout.
I think they gave him a look he did understand. I think they wanted to go wide to his right side. But when he looked out there, he saw number 92, Reggie White, split way out all by himself. He said, there's no way we're going to get around him.
So Aikman had to take the timeout. And it is still third down, of course, and 8:48 still to play. That means the Cowboys have 2 remaining. Of course, We've got to conserve these things. Let's take a look at how the Eagles lined up defensively here and what bothered Aikman.
I see number 92, White. You see White, number 92, splitting out here. Normally he would be in here someplace, but he split out just a little further. He's outside, so if you want to run an outside play, you can't get it. So Aikman figured he couldn't block him, so why waste it down and try to run out there and call the timeout?
By the way, that's the second timeout taken by the Cowboys. They have only one left. They just corrected that up on the scoreboard, so that could be critical here in such a close game. Third down. Aikman pumps once and now lays it up. He's got Irvin wide open. And it's a first down to the 28-yard line. Eric Allen.
Tim, this is a play, I think, where Eric Allen would like to have back on the right corner. He sort of was lulled asleep there. Aikman humping him here, having him hesitate. Irving continuing to go straight upfield on a fly pattern. Makes a big catch, and Troy Aikman liked what he saw at the end of it.
I'll tell you something. If he had thrown that ball a little farther, Irvin would have been able to run it under it into the end zone. But they won't complain. They've got a first down inside the 30-yard line. A big third down play by Aikman after he was forced to take that timeout. Play action. He's got Novacek open. Touchdown.
Tim, with the Cowboys, it's the fourth quarter, and they believe the fourth quarter belongs to them. Jay Novacek, releasing from his tight end position, simply goes upfield on a seam pattern, then comes inside. Aikman finds him for the touchdown, and wow, Cowboy fans are on their feet.
Willis for the point after. It's good. And it's a one-point game once again. 7:53 still to play. That's a lot of time for the Cowboys who have been making these comebacks. They've had trouble scoring in the first half of their victories and their defeats for that matter.
They would probably like to start the game, Tim, in the fourth quarter. You can see what's happened to them in the past here. In the fourth quarter in San Diego, they were down by 4 points, came back and win it 17-14. Tampa Bay both times trailing in the fourth quarter, coming back to win them with closing big plays late in the game. And last week, of course, Tampa Bay with just a few seconds on the clock, winning the game 17-13. So fourth quarter pressure doesn't bother this young football team.
Aikman to Novacek, a 29-yard score. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones calls Aikman a Wheaties box quarterback. By that I mean he's a guy you want your boy to be and one you'd like to have been yourself. I think what Joe Montana's done for the 49ers, Troy Aikman can do for the Dallas Cowboys. And Buddy Ryan expressed a lot of regard for Aikman this week on his conference call with the Dallas press. They thought maybe he's just trying to deflect stuff away from the so-called Bounty Bowl revenge and all that. But he genuinely has a lot of regard for Aikman. He thinks he's going to be a star. Right now, he got burned by him. Sanders, the deep man. From the 5-yard line, Hargrove. Hargrove, good return out over the 30, close to the 33, tripped up by Alexander Wright. Novacek, who has a ranch up in Nebraska, leases a ranch here to keep that nice, quiet lifestyle that he and his family prefer. Shows that on the football field, he's a real Cowboy.
Well, he's having a pretty good day, Tim. He was leading all tight ends in the league coming into this game with 28 receptions. And so far today, he's picked off 6, and we still have time left on the clock.
First down Eagles from their 31-yard line, and the crowd alive. Play action. Cunningham slides down along the goal line, along the sideline, pardon me, for a gain of about 8 yards. Now they spot it back about 7. And Cunningham complaining about it, saying, hey, I went farther than that. But it was almost like a semi-slide, and I think that may have cost him. He rolled over after he slid. But the official is going to mark it as a slide.
Tim, he's pretty good, though, at picking a spot to where he goes down. He'll either run to the yard marker or run to that red flag, knowing he had the first down yardage, and he thought he had a couple more than the officials have given him here.
6 yards for 37 on the day rushing for Cunningham. Flags everywhere. Cowboys say they were pulled offside. And that looks like what's going to be called a false start against the Eagles.
False start, number 73, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Ron Heller charged.
Well, that's the first penalty on the Eagles offensive line. Number 73, Ron Heller, playing left tackle, flinches. You can see his shoulders move right there, drawing the defense offside. Now, the Eagles are in a formation where they had Keith Byers, number 41, lined up at tight end, so they're going to throw that football.
Short drop for Cunningham, almost intercepted. Mike Holt, who had 2 last week, jumping high to knock that away from Calvin Williams, the intended receiver.
Tim, Calvin Williams has to look back quicker on a play like that. When you're running a pattern in the flat that way, you have to turn your head quickly, come back to the quarterback. Cunningham had to wait for him to turn. As a result, the ball was thrown away further than he wanted to, throwing it almost to Isaac Holt. But the young receiver, Calvin Williams, must learn to turn quickly so the quarterback will release that ball right now. Cunningham told us last night it's going to take him a couple of years to get in sync with his new young wide receivers.
Jesse Solomon is in a 3-man front, with Solomon as the spy on Cunningham. Cunningham breaks out of there, loses the ball. May have been down than he was. A lucky break for the Eagles. The crowd thinks it's Dallas ball. It is not. Cunningham was down. His knee hit the ground before the ball came loose. And it'll be 4th down, however, with Cunningham getting up a little slowly.
Oh, boy, his knee did hit the ground pretty hard, Tim. He might have injured his knee. But Cunningham on the scramble here right now carries the ball in one hand. What you want to do is tuck it under your arm and protect it. But he's so confident in holding the ball. Here he is holding it out, trying to get as much yardage as he can. The ball pops out when he hits the ground, but he also banged up his knee.
It was Bill Bates who put the hit on him, resulting in the fumble, but he was down by contact. So the Eagles will have a 4th down and a roused Dallas defense doing the job in that series. Eagles will punt to Rod Harris, standing at the Dallas 24. And Harris doing some cheerleading. Block. Dallas ball. Eagles makes the tackle. Holt blocks the punt. Former Viking, another big play.
Isaac Holt has blocked a lot of punts when he played for the Minnesota Vikings. Number 30 coming off the wing comes to Scott Freed. We expected something like this to happen today, Tim, because remember Jimmy Johnson said at Miami when he had Fiegels there, they played in the big game where he had 3 punts blocked. They felt they could get one today. There it is at a crucial time. Holt taking a run off his foot and Gant making the recovery.
First block punt suffered by Fiegels. Receiving, and Emmett Smith breaks loose inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line. They're going to spot it back at the 9. 16-yard pickup. 5:06 remain in this 4th quarter. Cowboys down by a point. Emmett Smith and Darrell Johnson, the running back. It's Smith again. Breaks the tackle and gets to the 2-yard line. Running through the linebacker, Evans. Waters finally stopped him.
Tim, the thing you like about this run is that Smith made 2 or 3 maneuvers right in the hole. There he is, breaking in, breaking out, finding daylight, lowering your shoulder for the yardage.
From the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Hager comes in, replacing Evans. Calfusi comes in defensively. And the Eagles, I believe, have taken a timeout. Medical report on Randall Cunningham, a bruised knee. They expect him back in. I don't think you'd keep him out with a bruised knee, especially if Dallas scores here. And they're on the doorstep. Troy Aikman trying to get the Cowboys into the end zone. David Bailey comes in defensively. The Eagles evidently didn't have the goal line defense on the field they wanted. They took a timeout to make sure they had the right group. Now Simmons comes off, and Bailey went on.
Tim, what you're seeing here with the Dallas Cowboys, whether they win this game or not, it's a young team that's facing a formidable opponent and standing up to them toe-to-toe. And a team grows from that. You come out of a game like this much stronger, much tougher, and more confident for future opponents. And right now, the Dallas Cowboys are growing up real fast.
Second and goal. Smith, the tailback. He has it. Touchdown. Number 1 pick out of Florida, Emmitt Smith. The end zone. The Cowboys on top for the first time.
Tim, the Eagles' skill line defense, everybody pitches down inside, so you're trying to find a seam in there. Smith does the job going over the top as he gets in the end zone. Look at that. Buddy Ryan not happy at all what he saw.
Johnson's fired up now. He likes what he sees. The point after by Willard. 4:02 to play. A lot of time left in this football game. The crowd now supporting Dallas defense that has held the Eagles to 2 scores. Jim McMahon wondering if the Cunningham knee might see him in action. We doubt it.
Another look at the touchdown, Tim. Again, the Cowboy offensive line slanting to one side, trying to pick up those defensive linemen who are penetrating in the gaps. They seal it off, and Emmitt Smith does the rest. Big play for the Cowboys again. When you have a young team, Tim, you need big plays to have things come together. This game, from the opening kickoff, the Dallas Cowboys stood in there toe-to-toe with the Philadelphia Eagles and slugged it out.
The sellout crowd at Texas Stadium loves this fourth quarter action. Their teams provided it through 3 victories against 4 defeats. A 1-15 team a year ago that they can look forward to with a lot of optimism for future success when you consider the good young talent they have now and what lies ahead in the draft.
I remember what Jimmy Johnson told us yesterday, that if we lose, we'll make any difference. But if we win, it'll be a big step in this franchise history because we'd have beaten a playoff caliber team for the first time.
Sanders inside the 15. Special teams give Dallas a boost. 24 yards in 3 plays for the touchdown by Emmitt Smith. The blocked punt setting it up. And you've enjoyed this action, which is a long way from being over. More to follow. Washington at the Giants, the unbeaten New Yorkers, and NFC East battle, and the Bears out at Phoenix.
Tim, let's watch how Randall Cunningham moves in the pocket. Get that leg is bothering him.
Cunningham just gets it off, and it's behind Byers, incomplete. Good charge by the Cowboys. Danny Noonan, number 73, leading it. You know, Irv, it's great to hear that sound here in Texas Stadium again after the years of success they had, then into a prolonged slump, the change of regimes, the embarrassment of a 1-15 season. And they are enjoying their football again in Dallas. That's complete to Calvin Williams for a first down. Eagles out to the 27-yard line. Ray Horton on the stop.
It almost gives you the feeling of the old Cowboy regime. I remember many years coming into the stadium with a full house and everybody standing on their feet late in the fourth quarter looking for comeback victories. But the Philadelphia Eagles team is not about to roll over and die, Tim.
Well, they're too good a team. They're an experienced football team. They've got the weapons to come back from this. See whether the eager Dallas defense can stop them. Tremendous hit on the rookie Williams, but he holds on again. Francis and Horton really give Williams a lick, so the rookie from Purdue showing he's a tough guy at 5'11", 180.
He is. He's played a lot of big-time football at Purdue and likes to go inside, has blazing speed, but he's a tough customer.
The first down, Eagles at their own 38. 2:49 to play. Cunningham to Keith Jackson. Jackson trying to stretch for the first down. It'll be a little short by about a yard. You know Jackson will be included in this drive. Second and about 1. Last time the Cowboys blocked a punt was back in October of '87, and it was against the Eagles. Bruce Livingston blocked it. Well, a block here today by Holt set up the go-ahead score. Cunningham just throws it away. Couldn't find anybody open. Byers gave him a target, at least to throw it in the general direction of, but Bates had him covered.
Tim, I think Cunningham's leg is bothering him. Normally, with a play like that, when things break down, he would take off and run and try to get something out of it on his own. But he stayed in the pocket. He started to run and decided not to. Stayed in there and delivered the ball. So he's playing right now on a gimpy leg.
Third down. Huge play, obviously. 2:18 to go. A long yard required by the Eagles. Sherman has the first down into Dallas territory. A little draw play, well executed. Cunningham showing pass well. Noonan and Bates made the stop. Sherman has the first down at the Dallas 49. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. An exciting finish here in Texas Stadium. Two minutes to play, and this game having large significance for Buddy Ryan. Rumors persist he's on thin ice with owner Norman Brayman in Philadelphia, although Brayman says the contract will not be discussed or settled until the end of the season. Clearly a loss to Dallas here, leaving them at 2-5 would be a tough situation for Ryan. For Jimmy Johnson, he's in the catbird seat right now on the lead.
Well, Tim, I talked to the Eagles owner Norman Brayman during the pregame warm-up. He again confirmed what you just said, that we'll wait until the season is over to evaluate everything and then decide on what we're going to do with our coaching decision.
The Eagles need a streak, a winning streak, and here they need to get into the end zone in order to keep their coach in better shape. On first down, it's complete to Fred Barnett. No, incomplete. They say he was out of bounds. Now, where was he hit? Did he step out before he was hit? He gets the ball out of bounds.
Take a look, Tim. Number 86, Barnett on the sideline, has to have ball under control and both feet in bounds. Tap, 1 foot in. Now, Holt is all over him. The question now is, could he have brought that second foot down in bounds before he was pushed out by the defensive back?
That's right.
The official ruled he could not have come down. I disagree.
Well, now they've stopped it for the replay. They got to look at our replay, and the replay official, Royal Cathcart, is having a second look at that. You've got a Holt all over him at the sideline. I would take your point of view that he had no chance to get 2 feet down once he had the hit from Holt.
Sure, Holt pushed him out. He had the 1 foot down solidly. He's ready to drop the second one, but he gets pushed from behind by Holt in a very aggressive manner, forcing him out of bounds.
Cunningham, 15 of 25 at this point in the game. And a big play here, obviously. 1:56 left.
After further review, play is called on the field, incomplete pass, second down.
Well, they left it as called on that one look at it.
Well,
second and 10. Out for Sherman. He shakes the tackle. Runs into his own man, Barnett. Spins away and picks up about 8. Good effort by Sherman, who broke a tackle right when the ball arrived in his hands. Jimmy Jones goes limping off. He's had a fine game today, the Miami rookie for the Cowboys. Rich Kotite, Jim McMahon discussing the next strategy. McMahon will signal into play. 3rd down and a yard inside the 40 of Dallas.
The problem here, Tim, is the Eagles have to get a touchdown. They can't be in a situation where they can be too cozy here and try for a field goal, obviously, because they need a touchdown to win this football game.
Cowboys are continuing to go with a 3-man front, and Jesse Solomon is the spy on Randall Cunningham, meaning that he'll just follow Cunningham. They're going to measure here. They've got Jeffcoat, Noonan, and Stubbs as their front 3. But you've made the point you think that Cunningham's hurt enough from that knee injury, he may not be running anyway. So whether Cowboys will stay with this or not, we'll see.
Well, Tim, you know, when he went down and banged his knee and went out for a couple of plays, of course, the defense is on the field at the time. Since that time he's come back, he has not scrambled. Every pass has been from the pocket. There were times when he was tempted to scramble. He'd take a couple of steps and stop. So I believe his leg is bothering him.
Well, they took a measurement having to know they were well short, but that gave them a chance to sort out personnel. And meanwhile, the Cowboys have changed up their defense. They took Solomon out, and they've got 4 downs in this 3rd and short. 4 down linemen. It'll be 3rd and nearly a yard. 1:48 on the clock inside the 40 of Dallas. Cowboys lead 20-14 after trailing all the way. Sherman has the 1st down. Philadelphia to the 35-yard line. Ken Norton stopped him. Sherman running behind Sultan Singletary.
Tim Sherman has done an outstanding job running the football today, scoring a touchdown early on, and had a couple of real key power runs, that time going over his right guard, meeting resistance and breaking it down for the 1st down.
Cunningham chased, gets it away, good pass by Keith Jackson. Jackson 1st down to the 20-yard line. Well, he certainly made a nice maneuver there on the sore knee to elude the rush. Big charge coming in from Stubbs again. And the Eagles take a timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. Well, after our football activity, and don't forget doubleheader action lies ahead, but a full evening of entertainment beginning with 60 minutes. For almost 2 years, Salman Rushdie has been in hiding from Muslims who have vowed to kill him. Tonight, Mike Wallace talks him out of hiding and on to 60 Minutes. That'll be followed by Murder, She Wrote, in the CBS Sunday movie, The Secret Life of Archie's Wife. Is that Archie Bunker or the Archie the comic book character or Archie somebody? That's our movie tonight.
You know, Tim, the Eagles on the 20-yard line, I'm sure you have lots of concerns. Of course, they're trailing the ball game with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. But one of their problems with their offense this year has been the fact they've gotten inside the 20 when they call the red zone, and it seemed to bog down. They haven't been able to come up with touchdowns, to come up with field goals, but they haven't gotten the ball in the end zone, and they're really concerned about that. So here they are now with the game on the line, right on the 20-yard line.
That's right. This is the ultimate red zone test here. 1:08 to go. They've gone 65 yards in 10 plays on this drive, but they need to get into the end zone to win the football game. Cowboy fans on their feet. Good protection. Fires. Drops the ball. Incomplete. He had actually caught the ball, but he didn't have possession of it firmly when he went out of bounds.
He caught the ball, Tim. Would have been a completion, but Manny Hendricks, the defensive back here, does a good job when he makes a tackle, hitting him in the small of the back, and then knocking the ball out at the same time. Watch his arm there. See that hand go for the ball? That's where it's pulled out. Incomplete pass. Good defensive maneuver.
Very close to being a completed pass and a fumble out. I think that's what Royal Cathcart, the replay man, is now going to look at. And I really think he caught the ball, took a step with it, and then fumbled it out of bounds when he was hit by Hendricks. And the replay official, Royal Cathcart, a former referee, is looking at it. See, there he's got it. Well, did he have full possession?
I don't think he had it long enough. Yep. You have to be able to have control of the ball to perform a football act. He had it, and he was about to bring it into his body when it was knocked out.
Well, Royal Cathcart will make this decision. A big one. That would have him down near the 10-yard line. 1:02 still to go. An exciting finish at Texas Stadium. These Cowboys playing the Eagles tough all day. Pressure on.
Play stands is called on the field.
Remain as he called it early.
Second down.
No possession. It is 2nd and 10. Pressure on this guy, Buddy Ryan, coach of the Eagles. 2nd and 10. under pressure, runs out of there. He's got running room inside the 10-yard line for a first down. Eagles, 51 seconds and counting. And the Eagles take a timeout.
Tim, that was not a typical Randall Cunningham run. That was a courageous run. We know he's playing this last quarter on a bum knee, a sore knee. He took off and tried to get as much as he could with it and came up with a big first down for the Eagles.
Well, they have a timeout to sort out the strategy here with 50 seconds left. They're at the 10. They've used up their final timeout. Chance to remind you that our coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS is Charles H. Milton III. The game today produced by Daniel Four, directed by Artie Kempner. Associate producer Suzanne Smith, and our broadcast associate Adam Berger. The NFL Today was produced by Eric Mann and directed by Duke Struck. Senior producer David Winter, executive producer Ted Shaker. Randall Cunningham calmly comes out. 53 yards on 9 carries for Cunningham today as we take a quick peek at what's at stake here. Dallas could get to 500 with a victory. Philadelphia trying to climb up out of their 2-4 hole. Deep corner. Touchdown, Williams. Flags are down at the line of scrimmage. Cunningham threw that into the corner. Robert Williams had the coverage on the rookie. Williams, who calmly jumped up and took the ball away. Williams never really got a shot at it. And the flag is evidently against the Cowboys.
Touchdown.
Irv, it looked like he might just throw that out of the end zone.
It looked like he was throwing the ball away, but there's a funny thing about this stadium. The crown in the middle of the field is very high, so when you throw from the middle of the field to the corners, it looks like the ball is being thrown away because it's up in the air so high. But Williams timed his jump perfectly and came down with a touchdown. I thought he was throwing it away too, but he was throwing it to Williams.
The Purdue rookie just jumped up with Williams on the coverage, appeared to have good coverage. It forced him right to the corner. And the point after is good. Roger Ruzek, a former Cowboy, comes up with the go-ahead point.
Take another look at the touchdown, Tim. Calvin Williams, deep in the corner of the end zone, is covered very well by Robert Williams. Now Cunningham throwing the ball from the middle of the field. He's on a hash mark here. There's a high crown there. When he lets it go, it looks like he's throwing the ball away, but really, because the field drops away so quickly there, he's throwing it to Williams. He goes up and makes the catch. He's only 5'11", but he got up as high as he could. And Randall Cunningham is very happy to see.
What a dramatic play by the Philadelphia Eagles here with 44 seconds left. Buddy Ryan's reaction. Yes, Buddy, it's a touchdown. And Ruzek's point after, putting the Eagles ahead. So Aikman will have 44 seconds to make something happen for the Dallas Cowboys, having driven them downfield after the blocked punt, giving them the go-ahead touchdown.
Tim, they also have one timeout to work with, too. Now, so far in this game, the Cowboys have done a good job returning kickoffs and punts. Now, Dixon is a dangerous kickoff return, man. The Eagles have a big decision to make here. Do you kick it deep, have them have a chance to bring it back, or do you squib it down there? I guess they're going to go ahead and kick off deep.
Well, and they have Alexander Wright, the speedster, as the other deep man. Line drive shot. It bounces to Wright from the 9.
This guy can fly.
Al Harris did a good job fighting off the block, keeping Wright in control inside, and stops him at the 24-yard line. So Aikman, 20 of 34 on the day with a touchdown and an interception. They'll try to make a miracle happen here for the Cowboys with 36 seconds to play. Defensively, the Eagles take out Jerome Brown. They've got White as a pass rusher, Golick, Simmons. They have a linebacker, Ricky Shaw, up on the front 4. Aikman gets some time, and it is incomplete. Eric Allen diving in front of Dennis McKinnon. 2nd and 10. 31 seconds remain.
Really good coverage on Eric Allen's part, Tim. The Eagles went into a 2-deep zone. Allen was responsible for that short area. But what he did was picked up McKinnon's pattern. He realized McKinnon was running a curl-in pattern there and just simply ran right in there with him stride for stride and pretended like he was the receiver and almost came up with it. Eric Allen, a real experienced defensive back who's anxious to go back to the Pro Bowl this year.
Second and 10. Aikman again with time for Novacek and almost intercepted. Off the fingertips of Novacek and off the fingertips of Wes Hopkins. 3rd down.
Probably a good thing that Novacek did tip that ball. He couldn't quite reach it to make the catch, but he did raise it slightly, and Wes Hopkins, who was in good position to make the interception, found the ball deflected out of his eyesight.
3rd down and 10 from the 25-yard line of Dallas. 25 seconds remaining. Jeff Fisher, the defensive coordinator of the Eagles, on the left. Buddy Ryan. 3rd down and 10.
They're showing double zone again, Tim, and I think they'll probably try to hit something in the seam with their 2 inside receivers or 1 inside receiver going straight up the field.
And again with time for Novacek. He's got it. Allen hits him. It's a 1st down Dallas at their 45-yard line. 17 seconds left.
Tim, when you run a double zone like that where both cornerbacks come up to cover the short area and you only have 2 safety men covering the field 50-50, there's sort of an area between the safety man and the sideline that's sort of a dead area. I call that the seam, but if you can get a receiver in there about 15 yards deep, you'll find a vacancy. The Cowboys found it. Novacek caught the pass.
Trying to get close enough for Ken Willis now. Has 2 43-yarders today, his longs of the season. He missed from 51. 17 seconds left. Cowboys with 1 timeout remaining. Novacek has caught 7 for 105 yards today. Aikman, he's got Michael Irvin. Gain of 7 in the Eagles territory. Terry Hogue, an extra defensive back, has a coverage, number 34. It'll be 2nd down and 3 at the 49 of Philadelphia. The 2nd-year quarterback from UCLA, Troy Aikman, with an opportunity to be a hero again. Willis, the rookie free agent from the University of Kentucky. 2 43-yard field goals today, his best efforts so far. 12 seconds remain. Eagles blitzing. Aikman gets it off, incomplete. So the blitz worked for the Eagles. Novacek and Kelvin Martin both over in the same general area as a target for Aikman, but the pressure from Jerome Brown and Clyde Simmons forced him to throw it up and not with accuracy.
The Cowboys are looking at a 25-yard gain to get well into Willis's field goal range. So they don't have to go for a real big play here, but with 3rd down, they're going to have to see if they can pick up enough yardage for the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock. But they want about a 25-yard gain to set up that field goal.
Well, they got 1 timeout to call in order to set it up. Aikman quickly out, it's dropped, incomplete by Wright, and he had the 1st down yardage. 5 seconds still to play, but 4th down.
They must have thought that Wright would have a chance to break that for a big play, because if he had caught that ball, the clock's running, Tim. He runs a couple of steps. Eagles tackling, what they would do then in that situation is stay on the ground to try to run the final seconds off the clock. The game would have been over if that pass had been completed.
Well, unless they were able to get a real quick timeout, that he still would have had too long a field goal shot from there.
That's right. You have to go deep here. You don't have any choice.
4th down. Ball at the 48-yard line of Philadelphia. 5 seconds remaining to play. Hopkins goes back as the center fielder for the Eagles. Aikman for Wright, and it's broken up nicely by Ben Smith, the rookie, number 26. And that'll do it. This football game is over. And a disappointing defeat for the game Dallas Cowboys. A great comeback by Randall Cunningham. And the Philadelphia Eagles moved to 3-4. The Cowboys fall to 3-5. So for Irv Cross, this is Tim Ryan saying so long from Texas Stadium for the final score. The Eagles 21, the Cowboys 20. Coming up next, the NFL on CBS continues with Game 2 of our doubleheader. You'll see either Washington at the New York Giants or the Chicago Bears at Phoenix. Our coverage of the National Football League will continue after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.